getting 3 points and either moving back up into the top 6 in the case of Heart of Midlothian, or potentially up into 3rd place for the hosts Hibernian. It is the capital clash that all of Edinburgh and beyond looks forward to. Full live commentary on Sportsound and BBC Radio Scotland with John Robertson, John Collins and Liam McLeod.
Yeah, what a game we've got to kick things off this Sunday afternoon here in Scotland's glorious capital, Edinburgh. Quite cloudy here, is chilly, perhaps not quite as bright as it is up in the northeast, but it's still a very fine day for a game of football, and not just any game of football, the 3rd Edinburgh derby of the season. Despite winning the last one, Hibs have actually only won 2 of the last 16 games against Hearts, who have had them where they want them for most of the recent clashes. But this is a Hibs team that hasn't lost in its last 14. A wonderful run of form, which is incredible when you consider they made their worst start to a league season since 1986, and they were close to making it their worst start in 45 years at one stage. Yet here they are. Even a draw takes them 3rd ahead of that match at Pittodrie, which kicks off at 3. As the guys were saying, Hearts have been going about their business pretty well too. Just 1 defeat in their last 11. They've collected 20 points out of the last 27 available. So they are in fine fettle themselves. Just about ready to go here. Hibs line up with Smith in goal, O'Hara, Bushiri, Iredale, Chris Cadden, Mariah Welsh, Triantis, Nicky Cadden, Campbell, Boyle, Bowie. Hearts, Gordon in goal, Taylor, Steinvender, McCart, Penrice, Grant, Beningame, Spittle, Shankland, Wilson, Kabangu. It's the Hibees who kick things off, shooting from left to right towards the south stand, which is full to the brim with Hearts supporters. Hibs in the green and white, Hearts in the maroon and white will shoot towards the famous 5 end, right to left as we watch up in the heavens at the back of the main stand. And there's a touch for Bowie down that left-hand side, which carries it behind for the goal kick. Who will settle the quickest? We shall find out. That goes behind for the goal kick, which Gordon takes quickly. Short, rolls it low, out to Taylor on the right. And it's a long ball forward there from the Costa Rican right back, which Hibs get onto on the far side. It's fired into the centre circle for Boyle, and then out to this near side for Chris Cadden. Level with the edge of the centre circle. Infield to Mariah Welsh. He was down. Was he fouled by Spittle? Yes, says John Beaton, whose last 3 Edinburgh derbies were all here at Easter Road. He presides over the 6th all told, and Hibs have a free kick here for that foul by Blair Spittle.
I would expect it to Nicky Cadden to whip this in. 2 Cadden brothers over the ball, right foot and a left footer.
And Nicky Cadden still wearing that mask on his face as he prepares to flight this in with his left boot, and we know what quality he possesses. His brother's there too. You would fancy Nicky Cadden does favour the left footer on this right-hand side. He angles it into the back end of the box. It's headed away. An important header away by Beningame, and then sliced up high into the air. And that's going to eventually, from Triantis, go behind for the goal kick for Hearts. 2nd minute, nothing each. Early stages, John Robertson.
Yeah, it's interesting. I think the first thing to pick up, Hibs have tweaked it. They've dropped Campbell away from Beningame, and Triantis is just keeping an eye on Laurie Shankland there. So Beningame, Hearts need to try and get Beningame on the ball if they can, to get that passing movement going, which will help them a little bit. But as I say, they're trying to stretch the Hibs back 3 here, so it's what we said though, Hibs are making Hearts kick it long, which should suit the back 3.
So again, goalkeeper kicks it straight up the pitch to Hibs. Strongest man in there. Makes no sense to me.
Yeah, it's been flicked back to the goalkeeper there, Gordon, by McCart. And it's another long ball. This time it drops for George Grant, who fires it forward, looking for Wilson. Iredale wins the header. Now it's Nicky Cadden down the line there, looking for Campbell, who was the 2-goal hero against Celtic here 8 days ago. And he wins the throw-in off Gerald Taylor over on the far side. Nicky Cadden over it, about level with the edge of the centre circle in front of the east stand. Barely a seat to be had here at Easter Road this afternoon as the sun breaks through the clouds above. Back to Iredale, ball forward there, headed on by Campbell. Boyle helps it on its way. McCart will have to be careful here with Bowie lurking behind him. He gets it away, breaks the Spittle off Mariah Welsh. Long ball forward, it's going to come all the way through for the Hibs goalkeeper Jordan Smith. He comes to the right-hand side of his box before dragging it back into the area and picking it up. Hibs look like they've settled pretty well. David Gray will be happy with that. He played in this fixture, obviously, as well as managing it these days, but Hearts have pitched it back in the midfield through Beningame. Now it's with Shanklin. He's at the edge of the box. He shoots. Smith spells. Breaks to the 18-yard line. Mariah Welsh clears. And then Chris Cadden trying to complete that clearance down on this near side. And he does so and he finds touch. But despite Hibs settling quicker, it's Lawrence Shanklin who's the first chance of the match. He's got a good goal-scoring record in this fixture.
Came from good pressing from Hearts. Triantis sloppy on the ball. Gets caught in possession. Shanklin, you know what he's got? You know what he's going to do at the edge of the box? He drives forward. Good powerful shot. Down awkwardly in front of the keeper.
Yeah, it came from Beningame, as you said there. Beningame made up the ground. He's got the legs and he made up the ground there. Nipped it off Campbell, straight into Shanklin, who's a spare man, drove at Hibs defence here, and it's a decent save. You know, it's straight at him, but there's lots of power and dip in it. So again, it shows that both teams, you know, they know what each other's about and they know how they're going to play the game. And say if Hearts can get the ball down and pass it and press well, they can cause problems to Hibs on the counter.
He's got 6 Derby goals, Lawrence Shanklin. Only Hartley and Riordan have more this century in this fixture than Shanklin. O'Connor and Patalainen also managed 6. Scatchell scored 5 over his 2 spells, including twice in the Scottish Cup final 13 years ago. And Steinbender picks up and rolls it to his left there to McCart, who's on the halfway line. Long ball forward, looking to get Kabangu involved for the first time. Left-hand side of the box, but Bashiri's strong, and he sees it behind for the goal kick. It's nothing each, almost 5 play.
Kabanga's got to do better than it's a good ball from McCart up to him. He's a favourite. He's got to get a hold of that. Nothing worse for a midfielder when you see it's going to your forward's feet. You want make a run forward, and he doesn't.
It's what you want as well. I think Kabangu one-on-one with Bashiri, if he can get the ball down and get at him with pace. But Bashiri showed his side of the game there, John. I thought really strong, got tight with Kabangu, just brushed him aside, which is how he'll want to deal with him.
Yeah, it's been quite the redemption arc for Rocky Bashiri over the course of the last few months. Wasn't quite a joke figure, but regular errors meant that I think the Hibs fans had their hearts in their mouths every time he was on the ball at the back. But now, at both ends, the pitch scored some crucial goals. The winner at Ayr United in the Cup in the last round, set up their quarter-final with Celtic a week today.
It's funny though, Liam, you say that, but I always think, and Bashiri's form of late has been excellent, there's no doubt about that, in both boxes. But I think he's always somebody who will make a mistake, give you a chance.
Martin Boyle chasing it down, he's got onto it and he scores! A wonderful goal! Brilliantly taken by Martin Boyle, who did not look favourite there, but he latched onto the long ball, and left-hand side of the box, he got goal side and fires it past Craig Gordon. It is an outstanding finish, and Martin Boyle breaks the Derby deadlock in lead. Hibernian 1, Heart of Midlothian 0.
Long straight ball through the middle. What you've got with Martin Boyle is he chases lost causes. Taylor thinks he's getting there first, doesn't realise Boyle's right tight. Tremendous finish from a tight angle from Boyle. Tremendous. Poor defending. I said before the game, Taylor for me is a weakness. He was certainly weak there.
If you look at it first and foremost, Taylor will get most of the blame here, but when you watch the replays, Steinbinder just lets him run, thinking Taylor's quick enough, Taylor will deal with that. And by the way, Taylor is quick enough to deal with it, but he just switches off and you can't do that. And the form that Martin Boyle's in, he's got there, he stumped it past Craig Gordon. It's a soft goal for Hearts away, but you cannot deny the quality of the finish.
This place is absolutely bouncing, 3 sides of it certainly. Martin Boyle's 13th goal of the season has put Hibs in front in Derby and in the Edinburgh Derby. And one is a crucial match for both sides, no doubt about that. And now he might be in again. Boyle, another ball over the top. This time he puts it to his left for Campbell. Campbell, little turn there. I'm not sure he meant that. He stood on the ball, but he's worked it out to Nicky Cadden. Though there's a flag for offside on this near side. And it's Hibs 1, Hearts 0. What a start for David Gray.
The perfect start. We talk about Boyle before the game. He's playing central. He's electric pace. He's 32 years of age, but he's not losing any of his pace.
Yeah, to me, as I said, Taylor will get stick, but Steinbinder just lets him run as if to say, well, that's fine, you know, my fullback's covering me. But he didn't, and he got there. It was a wonderful finish.
Ball cleared at the edge of the Hibs box by Jack Iredale. Header forward by Spittle. There's Shanklin, lifted over the top. Wilson giving chase. Bushiri gets it half away. To Grant, who scores! Hearts level! Hearts level within 2 minutes. George Grant smashes it home into the roof of the net. It's wonderful from George Grant.
Well,
and for Hearts, they are back on terms in the blink of an eye. What a start to the game here at Easter Road. It's Hibs 1, Hearts 1.
What a reply. Hibs are not happy. Bushiri's claiming that Wilson's bumped him off it. That's just, we talk about strength in the way, but Hibs don't deal with this time. The ball bounces, and my goodness me, what a finish from George Grant. He has smashed it past Smith, and if this goal counts, as I see John Beaton having a word with, he's having a word there with him, with young James Wilson, but they'll probably check it, but it didn't look anything wrong there at all.
I'm looking for my goalkeeper to come out and claim that and so are the central defenders. It's that little dangerous ball. It goes behind the centre halves, and it's a slow bouncer in between them and the goalkeeper. They're looking
goal
for the
confirmed, incidentally.
Goalkeepers, for me, the goalkeeper's got to come and take it originally, but then Rocky Bushiri's got to do better with his clearance.
Yeah, it sounds as though Iredale got on Bushiri's road. I think that was the problem for Hibs there. And Nicky Cadden's got a cut in his finger, so Hibs are down to 10 right now, trying to bandage that up as best they can. But what a start to proceedings here. We did wonder, and sometimes you come to Edinburgh derbies and they flatter to deceive a lot of the time, but this has caught fire immediately here. One apiece, not even 10 in. And it's Hearts with Steinwender just rolling it to his right for Grant, who justifies his inclusion in the starting 11. Neil Critchley put him in today.
It's actually funny, Liam, both inside the first 10 minutes, both formations are working, because Hibs have banged it on over the top for Boyle with his pace and got them in, and then Hearts equaliser comes with Shanklin finding space in the hole and knocking the little ball in behind. So it's who can work out or who can dominate with their formation. We said at the start it's going to be very, very interesting, and within the first 7-8 minutes both teams have played to their strength and got a goal.
It's the second goal of the season for George Grant. But my goodness, he took that well. Both goals have been taken superbly well, haven't they?
Wonderful finishes.
Jordan Smith has a free kick for Hibs just to the right of his box. Clips it forward with the left foot. Underneath it is McCart, and then the header back forward there by O'Hara for Hibs into Hearts territory. Bowie clips it up to this right-hand side, looking for Chris Cadden, but it goes out for a Hearts throw-in. Well, it's a busy old Easter Road, and they haven't had time really to catch their breath. If you were a late comer to this one, you're going to be very disappointed. And there's 2 goals. As Chris Cadden tries to keep it in play, hasn't managed that, so Hearts have a throw-in down below us. David Gray's out there having a word with the 4th official, who is Callum Scott. Throwing Hearts to Spittle, and then out for another throw-in off Chris Cadden. It's been taken quickly by Penrice. Kabangu gives chase. O'Hara gets it up high into the air where the clearance, more height than distance in it though. Triantis puts it back into his own area. Then Bushiri gets it clear. Shankler trying to hold off Chris Cadden, gets the touch onto it. Grant tries to knock it back to Peningame, but Hibs clear. And as far as McCart hoists it forward, breaks to Wilson. The youngster stabs it to Spittle, then back onto the halfway line for McCart, and now it's with Penrice on this near side. Low ball for Shanklin. He'll relish the battle today. Hasn't been a great goal scoring season as he wins a throw-in off O'Hara on this near side, but he had a part to play in that goal. It sees Hearts back on level terms, 12 in, 1-1. It's now with Spittle on this near side. Finds Shanklin, back out to Penrice. Short ball to Shanklin, little triangle of maroon shirts down below us, and Penrice has got it back to Shanklin. Defended well by Triantis, but at the expense of a Hearts corner, the first of the match down on this near side.
It's a great start, honestly. You're just trying to catch your breath, as you've said there, Liam. Both teams have been at it right away, and you know, we all equate the derby games tight, stuffy, you know, physical to begin with, but this game has just opened up to exactly what we hoped it would be.
Hearts corner, Spittle over it, in swinger from this main stand side as they attack the famous 5 end. It's not the worst delivery either, clawed away by Smith, and he's Delighted to see Martin Boyle get onto it and clear, but Grant's on the scraps on the right. He crosses in, takes a deflection, and goes behind for another corner.
Good little spell for Hearts. They're getting possession, pinning Hibs in. Hibs looking a little bit edgy in the central defence area.
Yeah, and I find this strange as well, because Hearts are not the biggest side in the world. Yeah, you can see that there. I mean, the big guys, Steinwinder, Shanklin, the Cart and Wilson are the big lads. And yet, you know, the ball's played right under the barn and the goalkeeper's flapping it away. You'd think the Hibs with their physicality and height would be able to deal with this quite comfortably.
Goalkeeper doesn't come for much, I have to say. He's a bit of a liner.
In comes the corner from the other side. Again, it's a really good delivery, zipped in across the face of goal. But this time it goes behind for the goal kick on the reverse side. The goal frame at Penrice put a brilliant ball in there.
That's half a chance, because the referee's given a by kick here, so McCart must have got to the ball first, and as John said, Smith didn't look that comfortable at all under the cross ball.
The one thing, John Collins, I would say about Hibs just now, and it's a wonderful unbeaten run, they don't keep many clean sheets.
No, I agree. I think they're a bit sloppy every now and again at the back. The nerves come very quickly. When you talk about Rocky Bashir, everything he's doing brilliantly, but it still makes my heart rate rise every now and again.
It's going to go behind for a Hearts goal kick. Nicky Cadden down the left, battling with Taylor.
We've said before, he's, you know, even in the days we played, John, he's a defender that always gives you a chance. He'll make, you know, Al McDonald, Jim Dersham say to us, you know, play in hand, because he'll give you something. And most of the game he strolls through, he glides through, but you see the clearance, panic, ball right up in the air, and you think, oh aye. And that's the little signs as a striker, you think, okay, he's not too comfortable, I can get at him.
If you are just joining us, Martin Boyle gave Hibs the lead on 6 minutes. George Grant levelling just a couple later. That's where it's at. Hearts have enjoyed the bulk of possession since they equalised, and Penrice is on it midway inside the Hearts half, sliding in Triantis, wins it back for Hibs, but it's given away immediately. Beningame has it, and then Grant loops it up into the air, not what he intended, but Spittle beats it, Campbell to it, he shoots for goal and drags the right foot low shot wide of the left hand post.
There's a little edginess about Hibs just now. They've got to get a hold of the ball, calm things down. Everybody seems to be giving the ball away. Just calm it down.
It's funny you say calm down. That's exactly what Shanklin said to Spittle there. Yeah. He's rushed his shot. I think the eyes have lit up thinking, oh, I've got a chance here 25 yards out, and Shanklin's just saying, just calm it down a wee bit. And it's exactly what David Gray said.
The two Hearts players I pick out, and that's exactly what they've got in possession. Beningame and Shanklin, they've got a calmness. When the ball comes to their feet, they slow the game down, their brains calmer. The rest running about like crazy too often.
And derbies, I suppose it's easy for your head to start swimming.
It is, but that's the key. The ones that can stay calm in the heat of the battle.
Campbell goes in and wins it back for Hibs, and then Bowie knocks it out to the left for Nicky Cadden, who rolls it back into his own half for Iredale. Square to Bushiri, who finds it well. He should have found O'Hara, maybe a bit too much on it for O'Hara, but Chris Cadden's bailed them out, kept it in play. Just as Kabangu thought he was going to get onto it, at least win the throw-in on the near side. And Chris Cadden finds O'Hara, who finds Bushiri. Yeah, since Jordan Smith's come into the Hibs team, he's done brilliantly well, but it's just 4 clean sheets in what will be 19 appearances now. Grant found the net earlier. A long ball from Iredale down the left. Campbell gives chase, left-hand side of the Hearts box. He's got onto it, but he can only put it behind for the goal kick. It's 1-1 at Easter Road.
Again, it looks like Campbell was going to get that just slightly overhit, but in fairness to Campbell, he always chases lost causes. His attitude's spot on.
That's again a feature of the game so far, and Hibs have got 3 guys who will run beyond the ball, behind the defence, Boyle in particular, Bowie and Campbell just showed there from deep, and that's what Hearts have got to be wary of. The flat back 4, they've got to be wary of that, whereas Hibs have to be wary going the other way of Hearts getting that ball. Beningame, Grant, Spittle, Shanklin linking up there, because that's where Hearts' strength is, and so far both teams have actually had a fair deal of success playing the system.
Long ball from Craig Gordon, flicked on by Wilson. Hibs have it back, go down the left, long ball down that side for Bowie. Taylor this time defends it well. He's down by his own corner flag here. He plays it off Bowie, and behind it goes. That'll do Hearts goal kick.
That'll do Taylor a world of good there, because I think he was definitely affected with well, not the mistake, but you know, he switched off and Boyle's got in, but that's what he needs. He's a couple of runs he's made now, he's got back, he's covered well, but there's no doubt this tactical aspect. Neither team's backing off, they're sticking to their systems, and they're both getting joy from it.
It's with Craig Gordon. I mentioned found James Wilson's head earlier on. Craig Gordon had played 14 Edinburgh derbies before James Wilson was born. Wilson, who scored that late equaliser here the last time Hearts crossed the city. It's out for a Hearts throw-in. Penrice over it midway inside his own half on this near side. These two in the top 4 in the Premiership in the form table, going good guns at the moment, and it's Shanklin getting it back from Wilson, looking to return the favour, and he's found Wilson left hand side of the box, but it's well spotted there by Iredale, who covers across from his left centre back position to the right side of the penalty area and gets it away. It's really good defending. Tangle here between Penrice and Boyle. Hearts emerge with it right of the centre circle with Taylor. It's 1-1 here, and it's out on that right hand side with Kabangu. Turns it back to Grant and down the line to Taylor. Gives it back to Grant, and into his own half it goes for Steinwender, and then Grant didn't really control. He was under pressure. Hibs battling to win it back. Hearts somehow have managed to retain possession. Hibs have a man down. It's Josh Campbell. Hearts will play on. It's not a head knock. It's whether John Beaton thinks this might be a serious injury and he's going to have to stop play, which he has done now. And Josh Campbell, he's certainly clutching onto his left lower leg. I'm not sure exactly what the issue is, but he's down. He seems to be in some serious discomfort.
Yeah, I don't think it's definitely hurt himself. I don't think he's one of those that rolls about and he's not been kicked. Fairness to the lad.
Yeah, there's nothing. There was no foul play there.
No, I think the Hearts player was stretching for it. It might be one of those knees to knees, which can be very, very painful. But I think Hearts miscontrolled it there a little bit.
That's right.
And then Campbell thought, oh, I can get this, and he's plunged in, and I just think it's a coming together, the bank together. But
thankfully he's up. He's okay.
Yeah, it's good. But it's really good. I'm enjoying the tactical aspect of it at the moment, because both sides are saying they're sticking to their guns, and Hibs have got a threat over the top. Hearts have got a threat when they get control possession, and as I say, so far, both teams are playing to that strength and causing problems for the other team when they get it.
I'd like to see Hibs vary it a little bit. When the outside central defender gets it, they're playing it in the hole, and it's worked a few times, but I'd like to see them feeding the wing backs.
Boyle on 6, Grant on 9, 1-1 at Easter Road. Game on again. And Josh Campbell's going to be okay. Hearts have it. McCart square to Steinwender. And the Austrian gives it back to McCart. Double cup winner with St Johnstone back in 21. He goes back to Craig Gordon, who clears with the left foot. Might break Wilson's way. Didn't look like it was going to make it that far. Wilson goes back to Taylor, and now Grant just inside his own half. And then Steinwender out to Taylor on the touchline. Nicky Cadden thought that had gone out of play. The linesman disagrees. Shanklin down the right, Wilson chasing. Still Wilson, he's done really well, because it looked like Iredale was going to have enough there, and Iredale brings Wilson crashing to the ground. It's gone behind for a goal kick, I think, is it? Or is the ref going to bring it back for the free kick? I think he has.
Yeah, good refereeing. He gave the advantage to start with it. Eventually he's came back and given the free kick.
Wilson's really sharp, and he's shown already. I mean, he's about 5'10". What a leap he's gone for he's winning his headers against Iredale there, but it's good play again. We've heard him saying how mature he is for a young lad, and how
brave
he takes stuff on. He is brave, but listen, you're getting clattered there.
Yeah.
You know you're getting clattered there if you get to the ball first, but it didn't hurt him. He got on with it. He's got himself into the box again.
Yeah, he's got a big heart. I like that. He's brave. Good movement, but he takes hits.
Free kick, Hearts right in the touchline level with 18-yard line, and it comes headed away by the towering Bowie. Breaks to Spittaloo, hits on the volley, blocked by Mariah Welsh at the edge of the box. And away it goes by Josh Campbell, but he's put it straight into touch for a Hearts throw-in.
He's got to do better with that, Josh Campbell. It's a simple one, played up the line. His teammate has taken his eye off it.
22 on the clock, 1 apiece. To come later, Aberdeen against Dundee United, the 3 o'clock kick-off at Pittodrie. Another huge game in the battle for Europe, the battle for third. And if Celtic go on to win the Scottish Cup, that third place for the last season, for a while anyway, guaranteed league phase European football. Here come Hibs down the left. Both these teams will want to win the Scottish Cup, of course, as will Aberdeen, as that goes out of play on the far side for a Hibs throw-in, about level with the Hearts 18-yard line. Nicky Cadden over it. Played a quarter of this one. It's flown by, in truth, so far. Nicky Cadden looking for an option in green and white. He eventually gets one in Nectarios Triantis, gives it back to Nicky Cadden, back to Triantis, and then back to Iredale. Sweeps it into the centre circle. He was looking for Bushiri. It's not a great ball, and eventually comes through to O'Hara. Goes back to Smith, who's at the edge of his box. And that's exactly the kind of pass that, if it goes to an opposition player, you could be in big trouble.
It's just sloppy. He's got to do better with that. It's a straightforward pass. He's under no real pressure. 20-yard pass. He's got to execute it and get it to his teammate. He can't be missing the pass with 5 feet.
Cascaden under pressure from Spittle. Goes back to O'Hara. And a low ball back to Smith. Do you say it's a pretty even game just now? Hearts just shading it?
Pretty even. I think the goal gave Hibs the lift that they required early on, and thankfully for the Hearts perspective they've equalised that way, then had a nice good sort of 6, 7, 8 minute spell there. I think the game's settled down a bit now, and both teams are being more measured. Hibs are trying to work out how to get the ball into their wing backs. They got Nicky Cadden for the first time on the ball there, and Hearts are trying to set traps, because if they get it, they'll certainly go 3 for 3 in the counter. So
I think from the build-up play, Hearts are better in the build-up play with their back 4 into the midfield. Hibs are a little bit edgy at the back.
Long ball forward for Hibs, which is cut out by McCart, who returns it into the Hibs half. Shanklin gets onto it, but he's given it straight to Triantis. He looks to set Boyle away, but well read by Steinvender. He gets onto it and knocks it out for a Hibs throw-in over on the far side.
Triantis picks up in the midfield. He's looking at the pass is right in front of him to Nicky Cadden. Instead, he's tried to play the difficult one forward and give it away. Thankfully, it ricocheted back, and Hibs have got the throw-in. Got to do better, Triantis.
Bushiri gets it away before Kabangu get onto it. The edge of his box, finds O'Hara, finds Chris Cadden up the line, and field to Mariah Welsh. Up to the halfway line for Bowie, back to Triantis, long ball, Chris Cadden's chasing it. Craig Gordon's got his eyes on it, and it favours the keeper as he comes and gathers the bouncing ball and immediately releases George Grant, bowling it forward. He knocks it out to Wilson on that right-hand side. He turns it back to Gerald Taylor, who started impressively in the opening day of the season against Rangers, then picked up an injury after he had a particularly bad afternoon at Dens Park, I think it was, wasn't it, quite early in the season when he was injured, but he's fought his way back from all that adversity. Steinvender finds McCart, and he squares it back to Steinvender midway inside his own half. 25 in, 1-1. Now with McCart again, forward to Spittle, first time back to Steinvender, now to the right for Taylor, and Steinvender again. It's incredible actually the fact that we're sitting here watching these two and they're in such great form and they're battling for third spot, when you consider that they were occupying the bottom 2 positions in the league in the late autumn into the winter. And it's astonishing turnaround in both fortunes. You did suspect that it couldn't go on, but then these clubs have been there before, haven't they, over the last decade, where you're expecting them to turn a corner and it never happens. But they certainly are both motoring now.
Yeah, they both had horrendous starts to the season, but with the squads they've got, they should have been doing better early in the season. But good news for both of them. They've turned it around, going for that 3rd place, both of them now.
That's how consistent Hearts were last season. They're 16 points down on where they were at this stage last term. Yet 3rd's still an option for them. It's going to be a pretty low points tally, I think, potentially, to acquire 3rd this season.
And again, we're seeing now here, Hearts fine, controlled passing, but there's no width whatsoever. Unless Penrice or Taylor are prepared to bomb on to the wing-backs, there's no width. Hearts have got to come down in the middle like this.
Shanklin looking for Kabangu, slides in, thinks he's won the corner off Bushiri. He's not getting it. He's got his arms outstretched, appealing to John Beaton. And that's going to be a goal kick for Hibs. It's 1-1. Boyle gave Hibs the lead, cancelled out by Grant. That's where we're at.
So, Robbie, you're talking that they're passing about the back. They're not causing any problems with what they are doing. They're taking the juice and the legs out of Boyle and Bowie. They're both having to do a lot of work and running. And also it gives their forwards a time for a wee rest. Have a little rest. They keep it at the back.
It is. I mean, we know that
it's getting the balance.
We know the balance. Hibs are definitely going over the top. They think that Bowie and Boyle, and rightly so, have got the legs of the Hearts back 4. Hearts need to pass through, and they're being patient, and it's not often one thing you can say in a derby game. Be patient, knock it about, throw it about, roll it about, and they're getting there. And a couple of times there, but again, Kabangu, I thought he did get a corner off Rocky Bushiri there, but they're trying to slip him down the sides, and that's exactly what you want.
If they put Rocky Bushiri under any pressure, often he just claps it out the pitch. There you go. That's about the 3rd or 4th in this half already.
The Hibs have won 6 of their last 8 games, drawing the other 2. As you keep saying, unbeaten in 14. before this current run started, and that 3-3 draw with Aberdeen here, they'd only won one of the previous 15 across all competition. Remarkable. Bushiri having to defend against Cabangu here, facing his own goal. He manages to turn and hook it clear. Steinvender's header to McCart. He heads it into the centre circle. Campbell gets something onto it, but it's Steinvender back onto it and forward to Shanklin. Down to the halfway line for Spittle. Rolls it low along the grass out to Penrice on the near side. He does likewise infield to Beningame. He switches it out to the right-hand side for Taylor, who goes back to Steinvender. Getting closer to the half hour, one apiece. It's McCart, long ball with the left foot, Cabangu chasing, and that will be a simple one for O'Hara to see behind at the corner flag for a goal kick.
I mean, the long pass here from McCart is on. He's got to be able to drop it in. It's a big area to drop it in front of him.
It's a classic of, I always used to say to my guys as a coach as well, if you're on the halfway line, can you, and you have to go long, can you pop it between the 18-yard line, the byline, the chance, so it can't go out of play? So the worst case scenario is Hibs defenders knocking it out for a throw in there, but it's just too much on it. But there was a chance here. Cabangu made a great run into the channel. Spittle didn't see him. He was wanting that one round the corner we spoke about, and he just didn't quite play it.
Hibs have it with Campbell. Little touch out to Chris Cadden on the right. Boyle wants it, but he's in an offside position at the moment. Chris Cadden holding on to the ball, perhaps a bit too long though, and that allows Beningame to nick it back. But McCart sliced it out for a Hibs throw-in on this near side, midway inside Hearts territory. On the Hibs right as they attack the goal to the right. It's not a great ball by Triantis. Awkward for Iredale. He's done really well though. Mariah Wells picks up in the centre circle, and it's fired out to Nicky Cadden on the left. Down the touchline for Boyle, taking on Steinvender and Taylor and trying to win a throw-in, which he has done over there. It's actually worked out pretty well for the Hibs man, Martin Boyle.
Kind of went flat with regard goalmouth incident in the last 15 minutes. It started off on fire, but a lot of the play has been in the middle area and the back areas now.
Martin Boyle continuing to captain Hibs. Joe Newell was just about ready to come back, but he's had a setback in his battles with injury. It's a really poor touch by O'Hara. It's straight to Spittle now. It's with Cabangu. Leaves it for Shanklin. He's in the box, but Bushiri plays it off Shanklin, who heads into the side net. Bushiri wasn't decisive at all there, and Shanklin almost profited from it. It stays though. Hibs 1, Hearts 1 on the half hour.
It's ended up a great chance for Shanklin. Poor pass to begin with. Hearts have set the trap. Cabangu gets through, makes a bit of a mess of it. It gets deflected about it. Bushiri panics, flies it up in the air, and Shanklin onto Shanklin's head, and he just can't quite find the angle to knock it over Smith.
I mean, there's a nervousness to the Hibs back three.
Well, look at O'Hara, he's still shaking his head.
He's just panic. From Hearts, you've got to say, like, let's get them in possession of the ball and press them. If I was a Heartsman, that's what they're doing. In fairness, they're saying leave Bushiri on the ball, and that's what they're doing. This
will be a message Neil Critchley are putting out to his players there, that this game is there for the taking right now. Hibs looking a bit jittery at the back. Unusual for a team 14 unbeaten. And just that one defeat in the last 16, isn't it? Celtic Park was a game they felt hard done by, and Nikola Kukarevich missed 2 or 3 wonderful opportunities in that match in Glasgow's East End. Spittle picks up and rolls it forward to Cabangu. A little bit short with the pass, trying to get it back to Spittle. Campbell slides in, knocks it forward, but it's McCart to Beningame, who knocks it into the centre circle for Grant. Side foot to Wilson, first time out to Taylor on the right hand side. And then just inside his own half to Grant. Back to Steinvender, forward to Beningame. Again he's in the circle, just rolling it to the right of it for Grant. It's ball forward, charged down by Mariah Welsh, and it goes out for a Hearts throw-in over on the far side.
Yeah, Beningame frustrated there because he knew the ball was on to Shanklin, but he just didn't notice it in time. But as I said, the game settled down because both Hibs are setting off Hearts, and Hearts are quite happy to have the ball and try and play the football, whereas Hearts are setting traps on Hibs. So that's why most of the ball is at the back, and both teams are trying to work a wee trap. But the Hearts trap seems to be working a lot more than the Hibs one at the moment because of Bushiri at the central defence.
I think there's a calmness in the Hearts build-up play. You can see that more than there is at Hibs.
Beningame playing through to Cabangu, I think was offside, but he's in here, left-hand side, he puts it into the net, across the bows of Smith, but up goes the flag. It'll stay 1-1. They'll have a look at it now.
It looked tight. I tell you, it's the furthest away Hibs centre half is the only one I'd worry about here. On the near side, yes, it looks to the open eye that he's offside. But I just wonder if Iredale over the far side might be playing him on.
We shall see. The VAR's Nick Walsh, I think it's been checked and cleared, so no goal. And a major sigh of relief for the Hibs fans, that. It's a great finish by Cabangu.
Terrific, right in the bottom corner. Good ball through to him. It's good football from Hearts all round. Started at the back, through the middle. Penetrating, run, penetrating.
Yeah, here's Josh Campbell at the edge of the box. The other end shooting, blocked, breaks to Nicky Cadden from Mariah Welsh, fires it across. No takers at the near post or back post, and it stays Hibs 1, Hearts 1, and now it's come to life again in the final third.
All of a sudden, get the ball in Nicky Cadden. I seen it from first minute. Feed him. He's drilled a magnificent ball right across the, I wouldn't say the 6 yard, it's 4 yards out. Missed by inches by Boyle, wasn't it?
Tell you what, yeah, both ends it's inches, because Cabangu looks very, very tight indeed. It was a very, very quick clearance of the offside there, and that one, what a ball that is. As a striker, you're throwing yourself in there the merest of touches, and it's in there. But
are you getting sneaky replays? I can't see any monitors.
Just
you managing to see something?
A monitor in front of ourselves.
Well, I'm glad you two can see it. That's all that matters.
That's all right. But no, both teams. I mean, we went just about in an instant. Went from 1-1 to 2-2.
It's come to life again, hasn't it? Josh Campbell's taken another dull one, and this time Hibs will get the free kick.
The games came alive again.
Yeah, it's a free kick. This is midway inside Hearts territory. It's about 12 yards, I would suggest, roughly away from the main stand side touchline. Midway inside the Hearts half. Chance to load the box in green and white shirts here. And we are just over 10 minutes from the end of the 45. Possession-wise, it's Hearts slightly shading at 55 to 45. 7 Hearts touches in the box compared to 1 for Hibs. It's a crucial one though. Boyle, it's a shot past Gordon early on. It's 1-1. Boyle and Nicky Cadden over the free kick. It's Boyle this time, right-footed, bends it towards the left angle of the 6 yard box, comes off ahead. Bowie keeps it in play, fires it back to the far side of the box. Nicky Cadden going after it, but can't control, and Hearts clear out for a throw-in, but they're having a look for a possible penalty here, by the way. So we shall see what comes of this, but if it is a penalty, it would be a Hibs penalty. That check has been cleared, so no penalty. I thought there might have been a handball there, but nothing doing in that regard. It will be a Hibs throw-in only on this near side. Almost level with the edge of the D of the Hearts box, and Chris Cadden bowls it back to O'Hara, who goes all the way back to Jordan Smith. 1-1, so evenly poised, right on the knife edge, this derby, as they tend to be.
Yeah, listen, I think Hearts have had slightly the better of it. Shanklin had a chance there, and Cabangu is just offside. Cabangu, sorry, is just offside, and then Hibs within inches. So it's been a really, really absorbing clash. Both teams are playing exactly the way we thought they would play, and both teams are causing problems exactly how we thought they could cause problems.
Here's Chris Cadden driving down the right-hand side for Hibs, rolls it to Boyle, little flick looking for Bowie, almost came to Nicky Cadden, left-hand side of the box. Taylor gets there first, under pressure from Bowie, down goes Taylor, and he's, I mean, the Hibs fans are irate about that, but Gerald Taylor, he's gone down, he's hoping the whistle's coming. It did, and he's got the free kick.
Yeah, he's bought it. He's been clever there. He's let the Hibs player run at the back of him. But I tell you what, he didn't realise Cadden was behind him there. He let that ball run behind him. If Cadden's another 2 yards closer, he could have got onto that. But listen, it's a lot better game than maybe perhaps we anticipated. It was a game we hoped for, an open game with chances at both ends, and that's living up to it. As I said, Hearts probably slightly happier being the away side, come down. The Shanklin chance, as I say, was another clear one, but and they played the more controlled football, but there's no doubt Hibs on the break have got an immense threat as well.
Hibs have got that pace with Boyle over the top every time.
Chris Cadden back to Mariah Welsh in the halfway line, into his own half for Bushiri. It was 1-1 when they met here earlier on in the season, in the autumn. Hibs went down Gorgie Dalry and won 2-1, that Dwight Gale goal down the Gorgie Road. So they won at Tynecastle for the first time in a while, and looking actually to win back-to-back games against, or league games against, Hearts in the same season for the first time since Mixu Patalainen was in charge at Easter Road in 2009. That long ball forward is cleared by Penrice. Now it's with Bushiri. Low ball to the right for O'Hara. His pass is wavered too, goes straight to Beningame, who finds Spittle and goes back to McCart. Now with Grant, the Hearts goal scorer, finds Taylor. Taylor under pressure from Nicky Cadden, finds Wilson, who's looking to return it to Taylor, who's on his bike here, and he's driven in behind. He's away from Triantis. Poor touch. Bushiri slams into the challenge, and Mariah Welsh flicks it nonchalantly to Triantis. Triantis goes long, and Boyle will give chase, but it'll skip right through to Craig Gordon, and it will stay Hibs 1, Hearts 1, 6.5 to the end of the 45.
That's an opportunity for Hearts. Taylor does brilliantly, links up with Wilson, a little 1-2. He does the first part brilliantly. He gets past Iredale, shrugs him out the way, then his next touch is horrendous. He just completely, I don't know if it's come off his shins, it bobbles him, because if he takes one more good touch, he's got Kabangu and Shanklin in the middle of it, just rolls it across the 6-yard line. It's a potential tap-in for them, but his second touch there was terrible.
He's injured, incidentally.
So from the sublime to the horrendous in a blink of an eye. His pace was unbelievable. Left Triantis for dead. I mean, about 4 yards, I'm in 10. And then the most simple thing for us, lift your head, play it across the face, and it takes an extra bad touch.
He's back up, he's okay, limping a little bit. Gerald Taylor. It's brilliant from James Wilson, wasn't it? It's outstanding. I mean, he's not playing like a 17-year-old.
No, I mean, that's the aspect of it. He's way ahead of schedule. I mean, they're talking 18 next month. He's got 4 or 5 goals this season so far. Six. It's his intelligence, his play. John said at the top of the programme, he plays with his head up. He plays, he sees things, he knows what he's doing. But it's funny because, again, sitting up here, what a view. The Hibs fans are screaming for Bushiri to hit the diagonal to the wing backs. Yep. And everybody in the stand can see it's on, but he's just not capable.
Well, it's sad when the fans who've never kicked the ball can see a pass and your central defender can't see it. The manager's got to get the message to him. Every time he gets it, he's playing it to the right. We want Nicky Cadden fed on the opposite side of the pitch.
1-1 at Easter Road, 40-minute mark. It is Steinvender rolling it low out to Taylor on the right-hand side. Plays it straight off Nicky Cadden and out for a Hearts throw-in. Over there, and Taylor is over it. Less than 2 hours away from kick-off at Pittodrie's Aberdeen play Dundee United. As things stand, Hibs would be in third spot ahead of that game on goal difference. Aberdeen's goal difference is by far the worst of the third place challengers right now. That throw-in is bowled forward there by Iredale. It eventually settles at the feet of Campbell, but Beningame gets in there ahead of Triantis, and now Shanklin's driving forward, looking to find Kabangu in behind O'Hara. He almost found him too, but O'Hara reacts well, slides in, puts it out for a throw-in. He's injured himself in the act of the tackle there. It will be a throw-in when all is said and done for Hearts in the attack in third.
Good attacking play and good defending as well. I'd have to say that incident. Beningame again does what he's brilliant at. He smuggles that ball off the Hibs midfield, immediately gets into Shanklin. Shanklin knows Kabangu's got pace to burn. He just didn't put enough on it there. It's a good ball in a good area, and O'Hara's had to get back there and slide in, and there's just a wee coming together. So,
and from Hearts' point of view, they've done their homework against Hibs last week against Celtic. They played a high line, so a high line leaves lots of space for a quick striker. So that's got to be their game plan. Domingo winning it, Shanklin, him playing the killer pass in behind the back three.
Yeah, we've said that at the start of the game, that Shanklin would be the spare man, Bushiri would be the spare man. There's no doubt Hearts are getting more out of their spare man than Hibs at the moment, but it's when Hearts, Beningame in particular, Grant has done very well as well. They nick that ball, and as soon as they nick it, it's into Shanklin's feet, and Hearts are on the turn and getting at Hibs back three. But I tell you what, I mean, we're 42 minutes in now. Normally you enjoy the derby games because your team's winning. I'm really enjoying what I'm seeing here today from both teams. Both teams are having a real go at it. They both want to win the match, yes, we know that, but they're doing it through their strengths rather than the opposition's weaknesses.
I think the weakness of both teams is the back line, so we should see more goals.
Yeah, I always felt, you think of the derbies in the 1990s when a lot of the time it was 1-0 Hearts, Robertson, I guess, but there weren't too many classics when it came to the game. I don't know how many you could think back and remember being really memorable games.
There's a lot of memorable games for Hearts, I'd say, because of the
wins. I mean, if you win the game,
we had 4-1s, 4-0s, a couple of 4-1s, 4-0s, 3-0s. But there was 3-2s, but there was, oh goodness me, I don't think I've got enough fingers and toes to go through the doer 0-0s or 1-0s.
Yeah.
There were some really horrible games.
Anyway, it's 43, the current day, one apiece, and it has been a very exciting game, and it's going to be a throw into Hearts. And I think I'm not sure, there's some activity down on the Hibs bench just now. O'Hara's going to be okay for now. Penrice gets the cross ball in. It's too high for Wilson, flicked away by Iredale. Grant picks it up, right hand side of the Hibs box, rolls it back to Taylor in the inside channel, back out to the touchline there for Grant, looking to work it back to Taylor. Campbell's there to knock it out for the Hearts throw-in. Is there going to be late drama in the first half here?
Well, this one will be launched right into the box because Taylor has got, I don't know if you've seen a lot of games as well, John, recently. The amount of long throws that teams have. Kilmarnock yesterday were throwing it in long, and Ross County had Akil Wright throwing it in long, and Hearts have got Gerard Taylor can certainly lodge one in the box. It seems to have been, I mean, I go back, showing my age here, to the sadly departed now Eric Shadler, who could launch it from the halfway line in like an absolute rocket. But it seems to be coming back these years.
Blow for Hibs here, John Collins.
Yeah. O'Hara's coming on. Is O'Hara?
Yep. So Lewis Miller's going to replace him.
He'll go in. I think be a straight swap, player for player.
That back three has been picking itself for Hibs recently, hasn't it? It's been the same back three constantly through this run.
That might help them though, John, because I mean, Miller is a kind of fullback, he's wing-back, so he might be better on the ball, maybe.
Here comes that long throw John was talking about. Final minute of the 45, it's pulled into the box, it bounces a couple of times, and eventually it's the man who's just on who clears it. Lewis Miller. Header from Penrice for Spittle. Little ball with the outside of the boot, finds Wilson back out to the left for Penrice, looking to get in behind Miller, which he has done. Shanklin across, and it's away by Bushiri. Difficult one to defend, that one, as Wilson puts it behind for the goal kick in the end. But when that ball came across from Shanklin and Rocky Bushiri went to attack it, or defend it in that case,
I mean, that's terrific.
So easily gone back towards his own goal.
I mean, terrific play from Penrice here.
Penrice played it round the corner, Spittle, Shanklin, great movement. They've worked it brilliantly, and I think the whole of the three sides of Easter Road in green and white held their breath as Big Rocky spread himself to try and clear it. They're thinking, which way is this going to go? To be fair to the big man, he done well there. He managed to get it out the danger area.
We're in the first of 3 minutes being added on at the end of the first half at Easter Road. 1-1. Both goals coming inside the opening 8 or 9 minutes. And that goes out for a throw-in on this near side. It's one of those games you can't really take your eyes off it because anything could happen at any time, which is generally the case when it comes to derby matches. Throwing down on the near side for Hearts, who are finishing the first half strongly here. They've been the side who've done most of the attacking in this first half. In truth, a good record here as Penrice sweeps it into the box. And away it goes by Iredale. It's an awkward bounce there though, misjudged by Steinbender. Bowie's onto it, he couldn't quite get it into the path of Boyle, who has to roll it back to Nicky Cadden rather than run in on goal. It's back with Boyle on the far side. The Hibs goal scorer and captain back to Iredale. Low ball out to Nicky Cadden on the left, up against Taylor, who's under pressure from Shanklin, who wins it back, but that's been given as a free kick to Hibs. Not that Shanklin agrees with the decision. And John Beaton's given Hibs the free kick on the touchline as Shanklin boots the ball up high into the Edinburgh sky in frustration at that decision. John Beaton had his back turned, so that might spare him, albeit he's being summoned now, and this should be an automatic booking, albeit, as I said, referee Beaton was looking over at where the throw-in was going to, or the free kick was going to be taken in the east stand side, but he's yellow carded Shanklin, so even if he hasn't seen it, the fourth official and his assistants will have. And Shanklin booked.
Captain, his lead by example, he shouldn't be doing that.
One it looked a soft foul, and if John Beaton's about his job and he's just done it, he's got to put it right on the touchline there. It's a silly one, it's a soft one to do. He's frustrated, we're in injury time, probably the last act of first half, but you don't want to be picking off a booking from that.
Well, he'd be even more frustrated if Hibs can score from this one. Of course, they scored their second against Celtic round about this time last Saturday. Nicky Cadden, he's played it square and short to Triantis, who shoots, blocked by the man who gave it away, Shankland. Up into the air it goes, headed half away by Steinbender, not decisive. Nicky Cadden across, low ball. Gordon holds on his 6-yard line, and it will stay. Hibs 1, Hearts 1, and it's in the gloves of the veteran Scotland number 1, Craig Gordon. A bit blustery here all of a sudden at Easter Road. Some of the supporters heading to the kiosks for their half-time refreshments as the long ball from Gordon's headed back to his goalkeeper by Iredale. So we played it 3 minutes, we're in our 4th minute of stoppages at the end of the first half here. John Beaton's had a little look at his watch. I would imagine Smith dispatches this. The half-time whistle will go. Indeed, there it is. And it's all square at the interval in the 3rd Edinburgh derby of the season, which started in spectacular fashion. As Martin Boyle latched onto a long ball, and he got in behind Gerald Taylor and fired home expertly as he waves up at the crowd down below us, the Hibs captain. But within a few minutes, Hearts were bang level again. It's another long ball. This time it was the Hibs defence's turn not to deal with it. And eventually it broke back to George Grant, who fired it high into the roof of the net to bring Hearts level. After just going behind, Lawrence Shankland down there, he's just been booked. He's getting the boos from the Hibs supporters, and he's having to do an interview for telly as he makes his way off the pitch. Plenty action after that. Kabangu the ball in the net, he was offside. There were odd chances at both ends at that point. Nicky Cadden put a fabulous ball across the face of the Hearts goal, but nobody was there to tuck it home. It's been a really entertaining game here in the capital. At the halfway stage, it is Hibernian 1, Heart of Midlothian 1.
Hibernian versus Heart of Midlothian.
Chance and it's in, goal!
The Edinburgh derby.
Goal! What a strike!
This is Sports Sound from BBC Radio Scotland, where Scottish football lives.
Join Michelle McManus for Afternoons.
I was admiring you lying horizontal back in that big chair.
I just had a producer say, can you sit up straight? It's like, radio's changed, isn't it?
The best entertainment.
Beyonce won Best Album Grammy Award for which album?
The country album, it was, something Carter, I don't know.
Great guests.
Does it make it easier when you come up the road?
There is a strategic dog-and-child drop-off process. Gran and Grandpa.
Everything that's going on.
She's going to be bringing out new music.
2025 is going to be the year.
But I mean, you won't forget watching it.
Me, I was bawling, I was roaring and greeting.
And feel-good music.
Afternoons back tomorrow from 1:30 on BBC Radio Scotland and Sounds.
Half-time in the Premiership in the capital. The Edinburgh derby is deadlocked at 1 apiece. At 3 o'clock we'll have live commentary from here at Pittodrie, where it is, of course, Aberdeen against Dundee United. All 4 sides in action this afternoon, eyeing up 3rd place, European places, guaranteeing or getting close to guaranteeing top 6. A real spectacle over the course of the 5 or 6 hours that we're on this afternoon. So lots to look forward to still, and we will reflect on the opening 45 minutes in the SWPL 1 this afternoon. An hour gone, it's Queen's Park 0, Partick Thistle 0. 20 minutes in, Aberdeen 1, Spartans 0. Glasgow City 0, Motherwell 0. 2 o'clock, it's Dundee United against Montrose, Rangers against Hearts. Perhaps a last chance there for Hearts to force their way into what is a remarkable title race. And at 4:10 live in BBC Alpha, 2 of the sides who are currently deadlocked on 51 points, Hibernian and Celtic, go head to head. Remember, in the week to come, we have got plenty live action for you in terms of the radio. It'll be Thursday night, the Europa League Sports Sound on at 5 o'clock, Fenerbahce against Rangers, and then on Friday full live commentary as we kick off our coverage of the Scottish Cup quarter-finals with Heart of Midlothian against Dundee. Tuesday night on the telly, BBC Scotland Championship live, Airdronians Falkirk, also on the telly on Monday night, and BBC Scotland 7:30 for the SWPL highlights. You'll get the SPFL lower league highlights, all the action from the Championship Leagues 1 and 2 online. It's a great offering that we have now at the BBC Sports Scotland website, so you get all the goals, all the action from right across all the matches in those 3 divisions. And remember, Monday to Friday, the Scottish Football Daily podcast is published. You can pick that up wherever you get your podcasts. Willie Miller, Al Lamont and Tyrone Smith will be here from 3 o'clock with, well, they'll be here before then, but they'll be live from 3 o'clock with Aberdeen against Dundee United. And of course, we've got John Collins and John Robertson alongside Liam at Easter Road for the derby. So let's look back in the opening 45 minutes, which you've got to say, John Collins started in just the most remarkable fashion.
From Hibs' point of view, what a start. Boyle running in behind, a long ball played to the middle, poor defending from Hearts. Taylor should have done better. Boyle sharp, right on his back. Wonderful finish from a tight angle. Fairness to Hearts, back in the game straight away. Good goal. I think Hearts maybe have been a little bit more in control of the ball and possession, but Hibs at the same time always looking for me at that threat on the counter-attack. I'd like to see Hibs have more possession, and there's a little bit, for me, edginess about the back 3 and the goalkeeper from Hibs' point of view. There's a little bit of panic when the Hearts striker makes the runs in behind. Shanklin for me and Bamingala, key players for Hearts. Hibs have got to make sure they don't get possession in the middle and get turned, because both of them can play killer passes. I'd like to see Hibs feed the wing backs more. Not enough balls fed out wide, and they should be the easy passes. You're not threading them through midfield players. One of the wide centre halves is getting the ball. It's straightforward. Open your body up and fire it out to the wing back. They're not doing it quick enough and often enough. I wonder if that'll be a change of tactic at half time from the manager telling them start feeding Nicky Tartan on the one side and his brother on the other. The Hearts, the away team going a goal down, I thought they stayed calm and gradually got back into the game and maybe controlled the possession. Calmness, I think they had more calmness than Hibs.
Yeah, just looking back, and there's just seeing replays here on the screen of that Boyle finish, which was excellent. I mean, it was a very simple goal, John Robertson, in the sense that I think it was Iredale who played the long ball down the wing, and it was all about Martin Boyle's pace, but also about his composure when he got in behind Taylor, because it was an excellent finish, wasn't it?
Absolutely, there's no doubt about that. It's too easy from a Hearts perspective. The straight ball over the top. For me, and he'll probably go under the radar with this, but Steinweiner doesn't match Martin Boyle's run. First and foremost, because he believes, and rightly so, that Gerard Taylor's going to deal with it. So he just lets Boyle run. Gerard Taylor gets there, and I think Taylor thinks, oh, I'm in control of the situation here, it's no problem at all. Has a wee look to see where Craig Gordon is, and that split second was all that Martin Boyle needed. He was in there like a rocket. His pace, he had the momentum going forward. He just nudged Taylor out the way. Still had a lot to do because the ball was bouncing, and he's managed to lift it beyond Craig Gordon and give Hibs absolutely the perfect start. However, fair play to Hearts. Neil Critchley, they went right down the park. This time they got Shanklin in the ball. He lobs it over. This time Hibs were looking at Iredale and Bushiri. One of them's got to deal with it. Neither do. James also manages to make a nuisance of himself. They knock the ball straight out, and there's George Grant rifling it in. Every bit as good a finish as Martin Boyle to make it 1-1. And then the game had chances after that. Shanklin again, they got in behind Hibs with poor defending, and Shanklin just couldn't direct his header. Cabangu goes through, just offside. I mean, it's one of those ones. Yes, he was off there, but he's just offside. If he holds his run, it's a brilliant finish. Cadden goes up the other end. The first time Hibs get him on the ball, smashes one across the face of the goal, and they're all sliding in there. And it's one of those ones you're thinking, you look at the goal that Hearts lost against Rangers, where Craig Gordon's managed to get a fingertip to it, but it came out and hit McCartan gone in. Yeah. But you're thinking, if he parries it out this time, he might parry it into one of the Hibs players sliding in. So it's been a very, I've really enjoyed the game, Richard. I don't know how you guys in the studio are. It's been really entertaining. You can't take your eyes off it, because fair play to both teams. They're sticking to their principles, which got them success. Hibs are getting the ball in behind for Martin Boyle and Bowie's pace, and Campbell running in beyond them. Hearts have to play through the middle, and as John says, they're playing the more controlled football, the better possession. They're feeding it into Shanklin. Shanklin's feeding Cabangu and Wilson through. Young Wilson's playing really well. Latterly, Hearts have started to get Gerard Taylor and Penrice onto the ball. Penrice done really well down the left-hand side here. Taylor, if he just takes one half-decent touch, then there's a wonderful opportunity for him to roll it across the goal for Shanklin and Cabangu running in. But then we see the Hibs threat right away. They come up the park, another ball's put in. And John's right. Hearts have dealt with Hibs' biggest, or one of Hibs' biggest threats well by stopping the ball getting to the wing backs. What they're doing is they're enticing Rocky Bushiri to say, go on then. If you can hit a ball from the middle of the pitch, and as John says, it's a big pitch, a 35-yard ball to the left wing back, our full-back will get out there in time, or our left full-back will get out there in time. But they know Bushiri's not really capable of doing that, or he hasn't been capable of doing that so far. And Bushiri doesn't want to do it. Yep. And so they're making him make a decision of trying to pass it in. And when they pass it to the other two centre-backs, Hearts are then releasing the trap. They're getting there, the centre-halves are popping it through the midfield. That's where Beningame is at his best. He's right up against the Hibs players. He's nicking it, getting it to Shankland, and Hearts are on the counter. So both teams' strengths, Hearts having the extra man in the middle of the park with Shankland just off the front, it's working for Hearts. Hibs' pace in behind, it's working for them at times. What do Hearts need to do? Need to get Taylor and Penrice on the ball more often. A couple of times they've got there, they've created good chances. What do Hibs need to do? Get their wing backs involved. So right now, I mean, you know, Hearts will probably be the slightly happier. They've had the better chances and played the more controlled football. But it's 1-1. Both teams are right in this game, and you just cannot call it right now, Richard.
So would you feel, John Collins, that there's no need for either to make huge tactical changes? It is just perhaps a case of tweaking a little and trying to get a bit more out of what they're trying to do?
Without a doubt. If I'm David Gray, I'm in the dressing room, I'm saying to my two left-sided centre-half and the right-side half, the ones on the outside, as soon as it gets the goalkeeper, I want you breaking wide and demanding the ball quick, and I want them to be in possession. Move the ball as quick as possible to the wing back. The longer they dilly and dally, the harder it is to get those passes. They've got to move the ball quicker. First, they've got to want the ball off the goalkeeper, and a couple of times there it's going back to the goalkeeper, and I'm seeing players that their body language, they're not sure if they're wanting the ball. There's three Hearts strikers up round about them, they're thinking, I'm not sure, so they end up turning their back, and the keeper launches it, which is fine now and again when you've got Bowie up there. But as the games wore on, the Hearts defenders have taken care of the long balls through to Bowie. So for me, if Hibs want to win the game, it'll be one in the wide areas. Feed their wide players and get balls in the box, and they'll create chances and score goals. And from a defensive point of view, I'm a little bit worried about them pushing up too high. When you're playing against a quick striker and a number 10 like Shankland, who can play killer passes, who does pick it up in little pockets, you've got to make sure they don't have that space in behind you. So that's two things. When the back three drop, and your goalkeeper playing at the edge of his box, if there is anything played through, your goalkeeper's acting like a sweeper. So that's, from my point of view, David Gray, can he get those messages across to his players? That's what certainly I would be doing. But it's not easy. Hearts are a good team, and they're playing with patience. Hearts aren't banging it forward. The centre halves, they're playing the ball to full-backs. Beningame, they're playing nice patient football when it's on, and that's what I've seen since the managers come in. He wants them to be calm in possession of the ball. Don't always force it forward. Sometimes in Scottish football with intensity, they're passing it, and you hear the next line is, but they're not causing any problems, they're not doing anything. Trust me, if you're two forwards playing against in the width of the park and they're moving it quick, you're having to run from side to side, and you end up taking the juice out their legs. Bowie won't last another 15-20 minutes. He's not played a lot of football this season, so he'll be coming off after 15 minutes. But good game, all to play for.
Look, clearly both sides, Robbo, will want to win it, but there's almost a case of saying, look, we'd settle for a draw, because it gets Hearts back up into the top six. It gets Hibernian ahead of Aberdeen in goal difference. It extends the good runs for both teams, and there's no real damage done.
Yes and no. I can see both points of view there, Richard, but I think both camps will tell you without fear of contradiction that they want to win the game. For Hibs to move not just above Aberdeen on goal difference, but to go a couple of points ahead would be massive for them, and put pressure on Aberdeen and United for this afternoon's game. As you said, we said before the game started, both sets of players would look at the opposition, the other game of the day, and hope it's a draw. Aberdeen done tonight, we're thinking Hearts Hibs draw, that's a good result for us, and if Dun United win at Pittodrie or Aberdeen win at Pittodrie, they move further away from the teams below them. But I don't see any team at this moment, if maybe with 10 minutes to go, you might think, well, you know, a bit like the Dundee St Johnstone game yesterday, well, maybe a draw is not a disaster. Yes, Hearts move back in, Hibs move to third. Yeah, it's not a disaster, this result, but I don't think you'll see that. I think both teams know the implications or the consequences of a big 3 points here. Both teams will want to go for it. And by the way, both sets of forwards will still fancy their chances. The Hibs, Boyle and Bowie, and whether it's Kurakiewicz or Gale or Yuan that come on, they'll fancy their chances of getting something against the opposition 4. And the Hearts players will be the same. They'll be looking at Musa and Vargas and players like that, thinking, you know what, if I get on here, I've got an opportunity. So the game's wide open, and it's been wide open in an entertaining way, Richard. It's been a very entertaining football match.
Richard, last 15 minutes will be very interesting, because I always look at benches, I look at substitutions, and that's often the time when it tells you the mindset of the manager and the coach. What's his substitutes? Is he bringing on defensive midfielders? Is he bringing in more forwards? Is he roaring his fullbacks to fly forward? Is he saying, is the message stay? So that last 15 minutes, that's when you'll usually see.
The last few games, Richard, Hearts have been fairly predictable with their substitutions. You'll find probably Forrester may come on for Gerard Taylor. That's been something that they've been doing, has been bringing Taylor on for Forrester for a few games and vice versa. They'll then look at the guys in the front areas. You know, you've got likes of Vargas and it wouldn't surprise me if Vargas and Musa replace Wilson and Kabangu at some stage. Occasionally they bring on Forrester or Khartoum for a midfield. So Spittle more likely comes off, and Khartoum or Nienhoff will come on. So they've been very, very predictable. It's just been like for like in the same positions and the same personnel. Hibs have had in fourth change Miller in there. He got caught out right away. Shankland got in behind him and helped the ball across the goal, which Bushiri done well to clear. So Miller will have to settle in very, very quickly. But you look at his bench, you know, Yuan, you'd think with his pace at some stage he will come on.
Boyle, Gale,
you've got Kurakiewicz, you know, and Gale, you know, you'd think at some stage they may well be looked at as well. Maybe Jordan Abia in the wing back areas if it's not working for Hibs. So both
so
benches,
many options.
Both benches
so many options for both sides. They are back out. Dundee United are here. At Pittodrie, their players out, just taking a look at the pitch. The Aberdeen players will be down in the dressing room, I'm sure. Live commentary from 3. Aberdeen against Dundee United. First, second half live from Easter Road, Hibernian against Heart of Midlothian with the 2 Johns and Liam McLeod.
Hearts kicking off the second half, shooting left to right towards the south stand where their fans are. Hibs towards the famous 5 in their green and white. Hearts in the maroon and white. 1-1, all square. Hearts hunting down their 150th competitive victory over Hibernian. They've been hoping to do that for a little while. We've not managed to win over them yet this season, but it's Hearts starting on the front foot here. No changes for either team at the half-time interval. Just Lewis Miller on for O'Hara in the first half. As that goes out of play for the Hearts, throw in on this near side, level with the Hibs 18-yard line. They look to maintain their excellent form as well. And they're unbeaten in their last 7 away games in all competition, which is pretty good going. They were excellent away from home last term as well. And it's bowled in by Taylor. Nodded towards goal by McCart. Not that he knew much about it, and it's a comfortable take for Jordan Smith as Hibs eye up 3rd spot in the as it stands table. That's where they currently are. Into that 3 o'clock kickoff. Pittodrie. Nicky Cadden driving across the halfway line, plays it off Grant and out for a throw-in on this near side. The ball in the left hand of David Gray, the Hibs manager right now. And Iredale is over the throw. Nobody's happier than the Hibs fans that David Gray has been able to turn this around, given the hero worshipping they do of that man down there. Ended their 114-year wait for the Scottish Cup. Gerald Taylor knocks it clear to Beningame, and then the long ball there from Steinbender breaks Grant's way in the midfield, just to the right of the centre circle. He's had it nicked off by Triantis though. Triantis out wide left, it's Nicky Cadden. It's a brilliant ball, but it's just behind Campbell. And it comes off the back of his head and goes out for a goal kick on the reverse side for Hearts. It stays 1-1, but that was a magnificent cross.
I'm telling you right now, that is a world-class delivery. See, if that was David Beckham in the wide area, you'd be saying, what inch perfect. Not a lot of backlift, not a big area to hit it in, and he's whipped it in early. Should have been a goal, should have hit the target. It's poor from Josh Campbell.
I think how good his header was against Celtic here last week.
That's a chance.
Yeah, and Hibs done what Hearts have done to Hibs there. Chiantis nicks the ball of George Grant, immediately feeds Cadden. Cadden, no thoughts, out my feet, get in there, get on the end of that. What a ball that is. And by the way, virtually impossible to defend.
The lineups at the start of the second half: Smith in goal for Hibs, Miller, who came on for O'Hara, Bushiri and Iredale, Chris Cadden, Mariah Welsh, Triantis, Nicky Cadden, Campbell, Boyle, Bowie. Hearts with Gordon in goal, Taylor, Steinvender, McCart and Penrice, Grant, Beningame, Spittle, Wilson, Shankland, Kabangu. Side of play for a Hibs throw-in, midway inside their own half on this main stand side. So they go right to left towards the famous 5 end in the second half. Bowled forward, Grant gets a couple of headers onto it, moves onto the chest of Triantis, but it's a woeful pass from Triantis. He's given it straight to Kabangu, and now it's with Spittle. Rolls it out wide left for Penrice. Little ball back to Spittle, fires it forward. Kabangu gets there ahead of Miller. Left hand side of the Hibs box, looks to win at least the corner, which he has done. Off Miller. I mean, that's dreadful from Triantis.
Well, we talked about calmness and slackness, and that's the fine line you get with Triantis sometimes. I like his calmness, but he sometimes being sloppy.
Yeah, that, and then you just add it forward 5 yards there. That's the second time Miller's been caught with that ball in behind from Kabunga. Yeah, really, Kabangu, sorry, I keep getting that. I apologise to the young man. Kabangu there, twice he's got in ahead of him.
In comes the corner from Spittle, and it's tipped over the bar by Smith, taking absolutely no chances there. Spittle's delivery, just like Nicky Cadden, he's on point more often than not. Incidentally, while this game has been going on, David Gray has perhaps unsurprisingly been named as manager of the month for February.
Deservedly so.
That's good news.
Kiss it in.
Get a jambo, yeah, maybe. In comes the corner again from Spittle, headed half away, breaks to Penrice at the edge of the box. He's kind of leaning back and he slices it wide on the outside of the left foot.
With his left foot, I would expect him to do better there.
That's a chance.
It's bounced up nicely for him.
It's no real pressure. You know, Hibs players are coming out, but with his left foot, you're right. Get that left knee over the ball and you rattle it through. It could take a deflection. He's just come off at a fraction and it's kind of wafted it over the bar.
It is with Lewis Miller wide in the right, and the Hibs sub. Low ball, side foot forward to Mariah Welsh on the halfway line. Under pressure from Beningame. Finds Triantis. Out to Nicky Cadden. Not too much on it. Nicky Cadden couldn't keep it in play. It'll be a Hearts throw in right down below us on the halfway line.
Again, it's sloppiness from Triantis. It's a poor ball.
I think Hearts have identified that Bushiri and Triantis in particular, when they're under pressure, they can't handle it. They've not got the technical ability to play the pass that's on. The pass was on and he's tried to execute it. He just wasn't capable of it, as was Bushiri earlier on in the game. So you can see where the Hearts' tactics are, and it's whether they can take advantage of it going the other way.
Hibs ended a 5-year wait for a win at Tynecastle last time out against Hearts. Rolls and Bushiri traded own goals before that Gale winner with 12 to play. However, Hearts have only lost once in the last 9 visits here, so that is a good record.
2 great runs from Spittle. He's run in behind Mariah Welsh here, and twice McCart has failed to see him, and he's absolutely raging.
Brilliant from Beningame there as he turns away from Campbell up towards the halfway line. Out to Spittle on the left, now inside the Hibs half, forward towards Kabangu. Miller gets there first anyway. John Collins reckoned it was offside, and he's spot on. Flag's gone up, but Hibs are in possession, so they have an advantage as Bowie is brought crashing to the ground by McCart on the halfway line. Hibs take the free kick quickly. It's Mariah Welch drifting it out from right to left, out to Nicky Cadden, up against Taylor. Now he's taking him on, he's in behind him, he's in the box, goes down. John Bean's having a think and then wags his finger and says no penalty. But clearly Nick Walsh in the VAR room's going to be checking it. Here come Hearts up the other end with Wilson driving forward. Hibs players trying to get back. Good sliding block by Mariah Welsh. Wilson still has it. Crosses in. Kabangu meets it and puts it wide. Goal kick. Hibs think they should have had a penalty up the other end.
Well, they'll check it.
It's been cleared though. No penalty.
Well, there you go, because it did look like he was looking for it. He got himself ahead of Taylor and then collapsed a bit there, but that's the first time today. Mariah Welsh, brilliant, quick thinking, executes the switch that John's been calling out for the whole game, and it's left Cadden one-on-one v Taylor. And this time Cadden's like, okay, I'm not going to go down the line, I'm going to cut inside and cause you problems.
That's been clear. They're just having a look at a handball as well, but by all accounts by all accounts, the Nicky Cadden incident, Cadden was doing the pulling first, which is why it's not a penalty. But the handball they're looking at was in the same incident, or the same phase of play. So just waiting to see what happens. Easter Road holding its breath. 52, almost 53 on the clock. No penalty. The checks are all complete, and it's game on, and it remains one apiece.
We don't want any soft penalties, do we?
I mean, to be fair to Cadden, he's asked the question because he's taken Taylor on the inside, he's cut back across Taylor and got in front of him. But you're thinking there, stay on your feet, put a ball in possibly.
Well, the handball they were checking was in the Hibs box.
Yeah, the cross from Wilson. But again, it was just good defending. Natural position.
You can imagine the Hibs fans if they'd been denied that penalty and their VAR check had provided Hearts with one. Anyway, it's Hibs coming down the left here with Nicky Cadden. It's another brilliant ball in, and so close for Bowie at the back post.
He is a striker's dream. Somebody firing in crosses like that.
The thing is as well, you don't even have to be a big striker, because he's putting the ball in there at a wonderful height. Just go and get on the end of it. And that's what Hibs failed to do in the first half. Hibs got nothing out to Nicky Cadden. We talked about him pre-match, about the threat he is, and he's now showing that threat. And Hearts have to show that. It wouldn't surprise me if Forrester comes on at some stage, because Taylor seems to have... He's holding his leg with... he's injured, and he knows he's up against it now. He's up against the Hibs form man.
Here come Hearts. Wilson's little header in field. He can't quite find Kabangu. It's away by Bushiri. Bowie's chasing it. McCart just deals with it. Just nods the header out to the left. Penrice, little ball forward for Spittle. Left-footed ball from him. Long one forward towards Shanklin's cut out. Hibs have it back. Mariah Welsh. Triantis in the centre circle. Fires it into the feet of Nicky Cadden. Wind the left. Down the line for Campbell. Sliding in Steinbender to put it out for a throw-in. Good spell for Hibs this now. All of a sudden, one apiece in the 55th minute. Nicky Cadden looks like he's going to leave the throw for Iredale here.
Nicky Cadden's got the ball. He's saying to the centre, just stay there. I'll throw it to you and you give it back to my feet. But he's so interesting. Prefers a long throw rather than playing it to the footballer's feet.
Well, you think...
I'd rather have Cadden's left foot.
I was going to say, the last two crosses, give him it back, let him put in.
In fairness to Cadden, he had a go at him. So he did say, you're not wanting it.
Long throw then, which will be taken by Iredale. He's going to dump this into the Hearts box, into the 6-yard area. It comes off a Hearts head, up towards the penalty spot. It's only half clear, but then rifled away by Kabangu. And then Miller, facing his own goal, heads it back to Jordan Smith. There's more goals in this game, you feel. And it's surprising if it finished one apiece at this point. We shall see. Smith clips it out to Nicky Cadden on this near side. Header forward, first time there, and that will be a free kick for a foul by Steinbender on Campbell. It'll be a Hibs free kick. It's a few yards from David Gray's technical area down below us.
Nicky Cadden, he's got terrific awareness there. The ball's clipped out from the goalkeeper. He's had a look round the corner. He knows he can't take it down. He's got to play it first time. He just headed it round the corner.
But that's what I said again. The tactical aspect of it is Hibs are now, as you pointed out, half-time, John, get the ball to the wing-backs earlier. And even there, it's an early kick from Smith. Just turn it round the corner, because Taylor's having to sprint 25 yards to get there.
Mariah Welsh looking for Chris Cadden. It's headed away by Penrice. Spittle trying to help it on its way. On the far side, and Beningame has kept it in play. Long ball forward into the Hibs half, bouncing, awkward for Miller, but Triantis is there to help and clears into the Hearts half. McCart knocks it forward first time, and Shanklin comes off his heel, bounces past him and all the way through to Jordan Smith. It's 1-1 at Easter Road. It's Hibs in the ball with Nicky Cadden. It's a quick ball. It's another brilliant ball. Boyle's in behind left-hand side of the box. Taylor is stronger this time, but he wasn't when Boyle scored early on. But he has conceded the corner for Hibernian down in this near side. One apiece.
Credit where it's due. Terrific defending from Taylor. His pace got him back there. Thought Boyle had him beat. But again, a terrific little pass down the line for Cadden.
Well, that's a threat for both teams as they're running in behind. But brilliant from Taylor, the recovery run from Taylor there. And you say, because he fancied, if Martin Boyle had been on the other side of the pitch on his right foot, he's no doubt he's shooting there, but Taylor managed to get back. This could be a threat for Hibs. They've got some big lads there.
Out-swinging corner coming up from Nicky Cadden. Left-footed, drives it towards the penalty spot. Campbell tries to head for goal. It's blocked and Spittle clears. And now Wilson's away. Boyle's brought him down. That'll be an instant yellow for the Hibs skipper. Free kick, Hearts on the halfway line. And I mean, James Wilson's obviously got plenty of pace about him, because he was doing well to stay clear of Boyle there, and he's won the free kick, and Boyle booked.
Yeah, it was a pretty straightforward booking there. Wilson's done well. He's got away. He's got a bit of pace as well, because it's Martin Boyle who's running against, and he's again maturity. He's got him. He's knocked it past Boyle and thought, you know what, I'll run across you. If you want to clip me, fine. If you don't, I've got another couple of yards to get going again. So
he's got a good temperament, the young boy.
Lovely.
He's not arguing with referees or centre halves. He just gets on with his job, focused the whole game.
Lewis Miller facing his own corner flag there, gets it half away, but it's gone straight to Spittle. Over at the Hearts left, Neil Critchley down there with his hands in the air. As it comes back to inside his own half, Jamie McCarthy finds his centre defensive partner Steinvender. As was pointed out beforehand, 3 of the back 4 for Hearts, tasting the Edinburgh derby for the first time. Steinvender rolls it out to this right-hand side for the Hearts goal scorer, Grant. Cancelled out Martin Boyle's opening salvo within a couple of minutes in the early stages of the game. The scoreboard hasn't changed since then. Here's Grant on the halfway line, lofts the ball forward. Miller lets it drift across his body, right-hand side of the box, then turns it to Chris Cadden on the far side, and he's gone long looking for Bowie. And then McCart's header back to Steinvender. Bowie's in between the 2 centre-backs, but McCart reacts well on the far side of the box and clears his lines with the left foot. Picked up by Mariah Welsh, plays it off Penrice, gets it back. Does Mariah Welsh, and he switches it out to the left for Nicky Cadence. Another cross ball in from the left, can't find Boyle this time. Steinvender was in the way. And then Wilson goes back to Grant, and then he puts it straight into touch for a Hibs throw-in on the near side. You wouldn't want to put any money on either of these teams when it comes to winning this game of football.
I think Hibs are on top the last since the second half started, but they're not taking their chances. And how often have Hearts done it through the years?
There's no doubt Hibs have started on the front foot, mainly because they've done what you said at half time, John. They've got the ball to Nicky Cadden quickly, and that's the key. Taylor's got to get out here sharp, because it's going to go. That's exactly where it was going to go. But Cadden is the outlet at the moment, and he's a real threat.
We are bang on the hour mark now. Here comes Boyle out to the right-hand side of the Hearts box for Chris Cadden. Pulls it back towards the penalty spot, and Grant clears. Only as far as Mariah Welsh takes a touch and shoots, and he's not far away. So he rifles it low towards goal. It just flashes by the left-hand post, and it stays Hibs 1, Hearts 1.
Good phase of play from Hibs. Maybe 5, 6, 7 good passes, 1 and 2 touch. Good delivery in the box. Good strike from Mariah Welsh just past the post.
You said earlier on, John, about Hearts taking the energy out of the Hibs strikers. This is the worry I had at the start of the game as well, is that Grant and Spittle, it's hard for them to get out to, and what's happening at the moment is Taylor and Penrice are sitting back, and these midfielders are having to run that 30 yards out to get to them. So Hibs' energy is taking it out of the Hearts players. So I wouldn't be surprised if Neuenhoff is someone got for the midfield area. Normally it's Neuenhoff for...
The manager's got to be seen Hibs are getting joy in the wider areas. What he's going to think, how do I stop that? Change his system.
I don't think he'll change the system per se. If it stays 1-1, he'll probably keep the system in, but he'll swap like for like. It'll be energy for players coming in and saying he's got Neuenhoff, he's got Cartoon, who's more of a player like yourself, John, very technically good.
Good play by Hearts down left. Penrice across, almost found Wilson, and it's a brilliant challenge by Nicky Cadden. Just to the far side of the 6-yard box, gets it clear out for a Hearts throw in on the far side.
Excellent play from Penrice. He's beat his man very easily. I don't know if he nutmegged him, and a good ball into the 6-yard, but good defending from Hibs.
Hearts have it. Spittle with the ball in, which come all the way through to Smith. Didn't expect that. Went through the legs of both Wilson and Bushiri.
Well, it was Miller first. I think Miller's had a fresh year at it. He's not started the game great, but it's not caused Hibs any damage.
Down the left-hand side comes Bowie for Hibs. Up the other end, gets the cross into the Hearts box. Headed away by Steinvender. Out for a throw-in. 62 on the clock at 1-1. Nicky Cadden with the throw. Bowls it short, down at the byline for Campbell. Back to Nicky Cadden, gets the ball in. It's bouncing around, and eventually Hearts get it clear. but Hibs come again. Chris Cadden catches it in the volley, but his shot is comfortably saved, really, or at least he made it look comfortable by Craig Gordon at his near post. Stays one apiece.
Yeah, it's a good spell for Hibs. Their Hearts, briefly got their Penrice. The first time we've really seen them in the attacking phase of the match, done really well. Hibs straight back down into that channel again. Bowie, he's giving it his all. We wonder how long he'll last, maybe another 5-10 minutes. Gets the ball again. Cadden's ball coming, not his best ball of the game because chaos in there. It wasn't quite cleared. Good strike, comfortable save, but Hibs are definitely, as Hearts had slightly the better in the first half. There's no doubt Hibs are on top at the moment.
Offside.
Well, play on as Shankland goes back towards Kabangu, but Miller's there at the right angle of his box, and up indeed does go the flag. Spotting these, no bother. Nothing wrong with your eyesight, John Collins.
Hawkeye.
It's Bashiri who picks up centre point of the defence and rolls it to his left for Iredale. Iredale's ball comes straight off Wilson and out for a Hibs throw-in on this near side. It will be Iredale over it. By the time he releases it, he's about at the halfway line. Forward down the line it goes. Taylor gets the head onto it, but it breaks to Campbell. Knocks it towards the box. It's headed clear by Taylor. Triantis picking up the scraps in midfield. The Aussie stabs it through for Boyle, and then out wide right for Chris Cadden. Nicky Cadden's ghosted into the box. He's looking for Bowie at the back post. Too high for him though. Will pop out to Josh Campbell on the near side. Low ball there for Triantis to the left of the penalty spot. Bowie is a swipe at it. It is blocked and away. Hibs continuing to press. In comes Nicky Cadden's latest cross, which is headed away by Steinbender and out for a Hibs throw-in. Level with the Hearts 6-yard line.
Good phase for Hibs. Pinning them in. Hearts not got an out ball every time they win it. They're giving it away. This is when you need to take advantage. You need to get a goal.
Yeah, the Hearts have lost that control. Yep. John, we spoke about the first half. They're just not quite stringing the passes, the composure to string the passes together.
Long throw-in coming up again for Hibs here. Iredale over it. Into the Hearts mix that it comes. Hibs win the header. It's back there just towards Triantis. He couldn't control or get a shot away in Hearts. Clear. Dumped up towards the halfway line. Miller with a header to Iredale. Flicks it with the outside of the left. High into the air. Down the left-hand touchline. But it was out of play for a throw-in to Hearts. Just want to settle a little bit here. Neil Critchley will be a little bit concerned with what's been going on since the break. We are 20 into the second half, just about at 1-1.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's spot on. I think the measure of control and composure that Hearts showed for vast swathes of the first half, they've not really had that second half at all. Just a couple of 40s in there, nice bit composure from Penrice wide left, but certainly Hibs are exerting their influence because they're getting the ball out quickly to their wing backs, and Hearts midfield men and full backs aren't getting out quick enough. And it's noticeable, we never mentioned Nicky Cadden in the first half till right on half time with the ball across the goals, but now he's been the main focus of the second half.
A couple of changes coming for Hearts, and it's the two dropped out of the starting 11 who are going to come on, Nieuwenhof and Khartoum. Hibs looking to pick it up here, just on the brink of the attacking third, and it's Triantis. Flashes it out to Chris Cadden, takes a touch, looks to cross, comes off Penrice. That's going for a corner unless McCart can prevent it. No, he can't. Hibs corner. And continuing to try and find their lead again, something they only enjoyed for a couple of minutes early in the match. And out on the far side, Nicky Cadden goes to take it.
This will be right on top of Craig Gordon, maybe 5 yards in front of him. Whipped in. One thing for sure, it won't be floated in. This kid doesn't do floats. No. He whips with pace.
In swinger from the left boot of Nicky Cadden. Over in that far northeast corner of the stadium, and it comes. Craig Gordon's in amongst all kinds of players there. He's managed to get a fist onto it. Mariah Wells stripped it back in. Boyle in the volley, puts it well wide in the end. What a chance it was.
Massive chance. Yeah. By the way, what a great run it is from Martin Boyle, because he holds his run. It's a brilliant pick out from Mariah Walsh. You see him there, and he's coming late, and it
was a good connection. It was a tight angle. He caught it well, but just outside the far post. Hibs dominating, complete domination. Last 15 minutes, most of the game played in the Hearts half.
Yeah, the changes being made just now, and there's going to have to be attention given to Craig Gordon just in the wake of all that. So changes, I think, for both. I think Dwight Gale, who was the match winner at Tynecastle when these two last met, is going to come on. If you're on your way to Pittodrie, kick-off of Aberdeen against Dundee United is just over an hour away. The Dons team, Mitov, Jensen, Tobers, Canuster, McKenzie, Nielsen, Palaversa, Ockles, Keskinen, Gay and Nisbet. Dundee United, it is Walton, Gallagher, Graham, Strain, Chevy, Sibbald, Stevenson, Campbell, Middleton, Trapanovsky, Dalby. Those are the teams that will contest the game at Pittodrie, which kicks off, as I say, in almost bang on an hour's time. And that's to come live here on Sports Sound on BBC Radio Scotland, where you are listening to the third Edinburgh derby of the season. It will be, I believe, Mariah Welsh coming off for Hibs to be replaced by Gale, so they fancy it. George Grant coming off, replaced by Nieuwenhof, and James Wilson will not be repeating his heroics last time he was here. Khartoum replaces him. John Collins.
I think that's a smart move. Now what you've got, Nicky Carden gets the ball, you've got two strikers in the box rather than just on. And one thing Gale does, he finds space in the box and he attacks the ball.
Well, you saw the goal at Tynecastle.
Brilliant
classic forward movement. But Hearts have seen it's predictable, but they've changed it slightly here. They've taken young Wilson off, which is
they're taking
unusual.
more. Sorry, John, I'll clear this up. So Gale is coming on, Levitt is coming on, Mariah Welsh is coming off, Bowie is coming off. So that's the Hibs changes.
So Hearts they'll push Shankland up top now with Kabangu. I'd imagine Shankland will go and play there, and Khartoum might play in it, or it may actually. Looks like they've changed formation. They've gone 4-4-1-1. So it looks like Khartoum's playing slightly to the left here at the moment. Penrice slightly to the left, Khartoum slightly to the right, with Shankland up and down to support. It's going to have more. It's definitely 4-4. They've realised they need somebody out here to stop Karen getting on the ball and give Gerald Taylor a bit more help.
Good move from the coach.
Sander Khartoum coming on, Norwegian. Signed from Brann in the winter window. He played with Aberdeen's Sivert Nielsen at his former club, and actually he came up against St Mirren in the Conference League qualifiers back in July, and he is on for Hearts amongst a host of changes for both teams there. Long ball for Hearts. Kabangu almost got onto it. Bushiri flapped at it, but he's happy that Lewis Miller was there to clear. Hearts look to try and get a foothold in the second half, with just over 20 of the 90 to play. It's 1-1. They've soaked up what Hibs have thrown at them so far since the break without conceding. So now perhaps they'll release some of the shackles themselves.
I would think that's Neil Critchley's plan, because there's no doubt, and John's called it there. It's good. A good spot from the coach. He realises now that Gerard Taylor needs a hand out there because Karen's causing problems. So he's gone 4-4-1-1 or 4-4-2 to a certain degree. Yes, they have soaked it up. They've created one half chance themselves, but Hibs should, they've dominated the second half in terms of attacking play. Hearts have lost that composure. They'll need to try and get it back if they're going to go on and win the game. And it'll be interesting to see it plays out. You've still got the likes of Vargas and Drama that can come on up top for Hearts to provide pace. Hibs have gone for the wily old fox for their movement up front with Boyle now, so it's still tough to call.
Hearts have it with McCart.
This is the first real passing movement we've seen from Hearts.
Yeah, and Spitall looking to get it in behind Kabangu. He's a little look at the linesman on the other side. Lewis Miller's doing well to stick with him, but he's managed to get to it. It's Kabangu, but his touch takes it behind for the goal kick. He lacked the quality. On occasion, the man on loan from Union Saint-Gilloise, and that will be a Hibs goal kick.
Kabangu's got pace and he's also got fitness. He's looking as fresh now as he was in the first minute, which is good for the Hearts' point of view.
Here come Hibs. Nicky Cadden on this near side.
A good
volunteer cut out.
Yeah.
And it's now with Triantis down on this near side. And Hearts have a free kick for the challenge on Khartoum, and that will be a free kick to be taken by Taylor right in front of the Hibs manager. And his hands in his pockets down there. Neil Critchley to his right. He's very animated, the Hearts manager, right now. It's Taylor, clips the high free kick towards the edge of the Hibs box, away by Bushiri, chased down by Khartoum. Bushiri gets it away at the second time of asking. Shankland goes down, no free kick. Nieuwenhof battling to win it back for Hearts, and he's done well. He's come up with some big goals recently, Nieuwenhof. And it's worked out to Penrice on the left, down the left-hand side for Spittle. It's a poor ball, though, too much on it. And Levitt will see it behind for the goal kick. Hibs 1, Hearts 1, yeah, 72 on the clock.
I thought there might have been a wee foul on Shankland there, but he's not. I think he's upset, Mr. Beaton, with his theatrics just before half-time. He's not getting much from the referee, but they say it's Hearts. That actually got Spittle into a good position there, but as I say, it's still anybody's call as we go into the last 18 minutes plus stoppages.
Nicky Cadden picking up on this near side. Level with the edge of the centre circle in the Hearts half. Finds Triantis. It comes back to Nicky Cadden now with Levitt. The Welshman spreading the play out to the right-hand side for Chris Cadden. Faced by Spittle. Squares it infield to Levitt. And then finds Triantis to his left. Clipped with the right, high ball for Nicky Cadden. He controls it as a look up at the box. He's got it here, Nicky Cadden, and it comes. It was just missed by Gale. And Hearts get it half away, but there's a brilliant goal! My goodness me! What a goal by Jack Iredale! That's fit for any game, let alone an Edinburgh derby. On the volley, left-footed, swept away from one of the finest goalkeepers that Scottish football has produced. And Jack Iredale's first Hibs goal comes in the derby at the famous Five End. It's Hibernian 2, Heart of Midlothian 1.
Unstoppable, Liam. Sweet strike, can't beat a left foot volley in the bottom corner. All started with Cadden again, out here wide, whips a great ball in again, gets cleared, bounces nicely for Iredale, and he's caught it sweet.
Yeah, I mean, they've got it there. Cartoon doesn't get out to stop Cadden's cross. It's a decent clearance from McCart, but not high enough. But to be fair to Iredale, he's took his first touch, it's just popped up lovely for him. No keeper is saving that. He's hit it with the outside his left foot, got a slight little bend on it to come in the back post. It's a magnificent strike.
Only what Hibs deserve with the second half performance. They deserved the goal for their general all-round play.
Well, as I look around Easter Road and I think back to the days here in the autumn, even into the late autumn, it is absolutely incredible that these Hibs supporters now, who are more used to booing and jeering, are cheering in pure ecstasy. And is that the goal that retains the bragging rights and sees Hibs win back-to-back league derbies for the first time since 2009 in the same season? Beningame for Hearts. There will be more to come. There's still 15 minutes of the 90 left here. Hibs haven't looked particularly strong defensively today. It's a bit shaky actually at times as Penrice accepts the corner, as Hearts look to equalise quickly as they did in the first half. But it is Hibernian who have the 2-1 lead here in Leith. And the corner will be taken by the man who won it, James Penrice. Huge result this, if Hibs can see this out. Hearts will have a say. I think in the end it's going to be Spittle who's going to take the corner. Penrice has made his move into the box. Whole host of other maroon shirts. In swinging delivery with the right foot from Blair Spittle over on the far side. It's Hearts attack the goal to the right and it comes. It was off maybe Kabangu's head, back out to goal, headed back towards the 6-yard box. Hibs clear. And then the referee blows his whistle. With a green and white shirt down inside his own box. I think it's Josh Campbell who's down inside the 6-yard area. And that will be the thing for the Hibs players, John Collins. They will be very keen that they don't let Hearts back in quickly as they did in the first half when they led 1-0.
Well, this is vitally important now. Often when you get that goal at this stage of the game, the question is, do you sit on it? Do you go for a killer third? The danger, you've got to do both. You've got to concentration and defence and keep the balance right. The danger is they switch off. But they want to get a hold of the ball. Control the game. 2-1 up. Control the game. Get a hold of the ball. Don't give it away. Make Hearts chase it to get it back. Don't just hand it to them on a plate and booting up the pitch.
Well, if Hibs can win this, they'll put a 7-point gap between the two. Hearts were 22 clear of Hibs last season, the season's end. Boyle goes down and wins the free kick. It's beyond the midway point of his own half.
Again, from a manager's point of view, what are you seeing? Your centre forward running back in the middle of his own half, helping out his midfield, everything you want to see. You see Martin Boyle normally going that way, but he does a shift coming back as well.
A crowd of 19,873 inside Easter Road this afternoon. Hibs leading. We've got a man down here. I think Drama and Vargas, John Robertson are going to be on for Hearts momentarily.
Yeah, they've got to change something. Cabangu will definitely won. Will he take off Lawrence Shankland? Possibly. He may take off Spittle, go 4-3-3 potentially as well here. So Vargas and Musa can play in the wider areas with Shankland through the middle, or he could take Shankland off and leave Kamunga there, but he's thrown on forwards. Hearts have to go for it, there's no doubt about it.
I wouldn't be surprised if he takes Shankland off and put him up the top of the pitch.
Here come Hibs though. Gale with a little ball out to the far side, well read by Nieuwenhof, who keeps it in play midway inside his own half on the east stand side, as that's rolled back to McCart. And it will be Spittle and Beningame, the players who are coming off, incidentally. So we hear long ball for Hearts, headed away by Iredale. An unlikely Edinburgh derby hero, potentially. The man who's put Hibs back in front, Lewis Miller. Low ball out to Chris Cadden on the far side, now with Levitt. This ball in field's cut out though, and it's Blair Spittle forward, but he can't find Shankland. It's with Triantis. And this ball forward goes straight back to Hearts with Penrice. Hibs right now, as it stands, it's going to take 2 Hearts goals unanswered to prevent it from moving on to 15 matches unbeaten. And as I said earlier, back to 1978 for the last time they did that as a top-flight club across all competition. Eventually, after 15, lost to Partick Thistle in Glasgow. They don't lose this one, and the next one will be their longest unbeaten run as a top-flight club since 1947. About that from David Gray. That does come with the caveat that their next game is the Scottish Cup at Celtic Park. Is that long ball forward for Cabangu? But Smith Reddick comes to the edge of his box. John Collins, as we head towards the final 10 of the 90 here, Hibs leading the derby 2-1, 15 unbeaten. And for such a long time, the Hibs supporters have been in the doldrums. They've been depressed. Over the course of the last 11 years, there was a relegation. It took them a while to get back up. There's been highs, there's been lows, winning the cup.
I mean, it's a remarkable turnaround from such a poor, disappointing, depressing start to exciting football now, creating chances, fans on the edge of their seat.
And here comes Nicky Cadden. He's got it from Boyle. He drives to the byline. He's in the Hearts box now and wins the corner off Steinwender. Hibs looking to finish this off and save themselves, spare themselves. A dramatic conclusion.
Well, we've all been here before, 2-1 up, long way to go.
Yeah. But we spoke about key players before the game, and rightly so. We picked out Nicky Cadden, and Hearts done a brilliant job first half of keeping them anonymous. Wasn't in the game at all. Second half, Hibs have got it. Johnson half time, David Gray must have been screaming at players, get it to the wide man, get it to wide man, get to wide man. And he has been sensational second half.
In comes the corner for Hibs. It's flicked away out to the far side. Triantis will pick up the scraps though. Looks to hit the byline. He's got it across. Bushiri! Oh, he's so close to getting his head onto that properly. In fact, the Hearts defenders got there last and it's gone behind for the corner.
I mean, it's a tremendous cross from Triantis on the other side. It looked like he'd overhit it to the byline, but he got there, dinked it to the back post. Looked like Bushiri was going to head in, but good defending.
Listen to them singing Rocky Bushiri's name.
It's normally the Hearts fans that are singing that.
Yeah. How times change. Nicky Cadden's corner comes in. It's only half away. Miller battling for it. Penrice smashes it up the pitch. Chris Cadden gets onto it. Controls and turns it back to Smith. 81 on the clock. Hibs 2, Hearts 1. Long ball from Smith out to the far side. Nodded on there, but it's, well, why on earth did they not let that come through to Gordon? Anyway, Steinwender's managed to find Beningame, so it doesn't really matter. He's still not been able to make these changes, Hearts. The ball's not going out of play, but it's been nicked through to Cabangu. Smith comes up to his 18-yard line, slides and clears. He was offside anyway. But now they can make the changes. Neil Critchley down there sending on Vargas and Drama. Beningame, as I said, will be one of those to come off, and he needs this to work, John Robertson, but the problem is the clock is ticking.
It is. It's a bold move now. He's taken off 2 midfield players and brought on 2 forwards. Vargas and Drama will play the wide areas. So it's a straightforward 4-4-2 now with real pace in the wide areas. Caballero still down the middle, very, very quick. So he's thrown everything at it. But to say Hibs have that goal, I mean, you look at both halves. Hearts clearly the better side first half, didn't take the half chances to come along. Hibs clearly the better side in the second half, and it's took an absolute wonder strike to get them in front.
There was a fabulous goal from the defender Iredale after Boyle and Grant traded goals early in the match. Shanklin's header back to McCart, who then takes a touch and rolls it to his left for Penrice. Back to McCart. Hearts been unable to make inroads really, apart from directly after the goal when they had a couple of corners. They've been unable to make inroads, and they've given it away carelessly, and Martin Boyle's onto it. It was given straight to Gale. It's Boyle up towards the edge of the box. Comes off Nieuwenhof. It breaks to Campbell, then Levitt knocks it out to Chris Cadden, and then to Levitt. His ball forwards cut out by Nieuwenhof. Breaks out to Lewis Miller on the far side. By and large, this is the same Hibs players that were toiling early in the season and had endured their worst start to a top-flight campaign since 1986. You know, it's not like there's been a whole raft of changes.
Oh, but they found the system, Leon, that's the thing. They've got confidence now and they're playing away. And there's the difference. You look at the lad Musa's come on, he's 23-year-old, runs straight to the ball, allows Hibs player to take it off him. The difference between him and young Wilson would have gone, checked, ran him behind, giving them problems. I'm not sure this lad he's blistering pace, but he doesn't seem to have the game intelligence that's required for the top level.
Long throw in for Hibs into the Hearts box, up into there from Steinvender. Doesn't get much on it though. It breaks to Levitt, tries to find somebody to the left of the box. Boiler, Nicky Cadden, couldn't find either, and Taylor is able to clear. I believe Nicky Cadden will be coming off shortly. Jordan Abita will replace him. Shanklin for Hearts down the line, but he can't find Drama, and it goes out for a Hibs throw-in on this near side. Hibs are going to put on Junior Hoylett, who scored their third Tannadice during the week. And a bit of experience coming on for Hibs, who are bringing Abita and Hoylett on. But it's the closing stages now. They are 6 minutes plus stoppages, John Collins, away from back-to-back Edinburgh derby wins.
Well, Nicky, man of the match is coming off. What a second half performance. Deliveries into the box. Any coach or young wingers out there, just watch this tonight, how many good balls he's put in for a striker. Not only that, he's done the hard work, the work backwards, helping out his back four, back three every time, up and down. He's covered such a large area of the pitch.
Boyle off too.
He's had a terrific game as well. Wonderful goal, but generally his all-round work rate, running in behind, running back to help his defence as well. Fresh legs.
As it stands, Hibs going 2 clear in third. They were bottom of the league when St Mirren beat them here in November. And you think back to the defeat at Dundee, 4-1 they lost. It was a game they led, the red card didn't help. There was all the stuff with Ellie Johan and the keepy-ups and all that. Yeah. They were in a bad place, an awful place, rock bottom. Look at them now. As Gale slides in on Steinvender, but he can't quite win it back as Taylor takes over, goes down. Gale thinks he dived. Free kick goes Hearts' way on this near side. All Hearts needs one chance when you look at who they've got in the team there.
Yeah, there's the difference. You see, I said I'm not picking on a young lad Musa, but his first touch is slack. He doesn't really run back. He doesn't do the defensive work. Gale's across there. What are you, 37, 36, 37? He's across there closing people down, and that's exactly what you need when you come on as a sub.
This one clipped over the top of the Hibs defence. Too much on it for Shankland and for Kabangu, and it's right through to Jordan Smith, who holds on to it. So
Hearts really having trouble. Hibs second half. The goalkeeper safe to make. Any shots on target?
No, just the Penrice when he got in and smacked one. It was good defending it. The 6-yard box. That's been the difference. To say Hearts had the better of the first and had a couple of half chances, didn't quite take. I mean, even the goal. Here's Hoylett. The second goal wasn't even a half chance.
You added a few years in Dwight Gale's age. He's 34.
No, he's 37.
But he's still thinking of chucking it at the end of this season. That's the thing. He doesn't think his body's capable of it, but there he goes. He's just gone into a challenge.
You talk about substitutes coming on making an impact. Now, if you're a Hibs defender right now, you're going, yeah, good on you. He's putting them under immense pressure at the back there. They're not going to get an easy pass out, and it makes your job as a defender easier.
I mean, 34, brilliant attitude. He's hurt himself.
Yeah, he's hurt himself with that challenge.
Hope he's okay.
He's getting himself back to his feet. It's 87 now on the clock. 2-1 to Hibs.
Hibs don't have to push up that far, if you ask me. They're too far up. Why?
Yeah, they're midway inside their half there as Gordon plays it low. Down the right, it's Musa Drama. Vita sticking with him. Drama wins the corner though for Hearts, and this is the first time they've been up in this area of the pitch for quite some time, it feels.
Yeah, and they need to keep pushing, and I've said before in the past, in any derby game when you're leading and you see it murder, you see the clocks now, 3 minutes to go, you think, oh, do we stick or twist? You tend to stick. You'll stay back there and defend your box. I mean, they brought on Obita for Cadden. That shows you Hibs are saying, we'll take it.
Yeah, this will do.
We'll take it.
Corner Hearts, Penrice to take in front of his supporters, and it's to the back post. And it just flicks off the head of McCartan behind for a goal kick on the other side. A major anti-climax for that bustling away end behind Jordan Smith's goal.
He's just slightly overhit it, hasn't he? He's got to be closer to the goalkeeper.
I believe there will be 5 minutes added. 5 minutes of stoppage time, which means Hibs are 7 minutes away from another Edinburgh derby victory over their neighbours. The clock ticking down on Hearts. They've been in good form themselves. 1 defeat in 11 coming into this. But they're going up against a train here. And this Triantis, his name, sponsors man of the match. I think John Collins gave it to Nicky Cadden.
Who? Triantis?
Triantis
sponsors.
Got the sponsors man.
They've had far too much.
Couple of pints.
That sponsor. Trust me, they've not been watching the game.
He's had a few man of the match awards recently, Triantis, to be fair.
No chance. Man of the match.
Hearts have it with Steinbender, rolls it low out to Taylor, level with the edge of the centre circle in the Hibs half, down the line for Drama, gets it to the legs of Obita, right hand side looking to cross, a delicate chip ball in, which is headed away by Iredale, who's protecting that glorious goal that as it stands is winning the game. Hoylett flicks on, brilliant play by Hoylett. Now it's Triantis with the right foot, finds Gale. What a touch it was from Dwight Gale. Runs into Steinbender though, and Nieuwenhof rolls it back to Gordon. But in the 90th minute, Hibs 2, Hearts 1.
Fairness to Musa there, that's a couple of great runs he's made down the right hand side, and decent balls in. One gets a corner, one cleared, and that's what Hearts need. They need the young lad to try and produce something. That's got out of play.
Well, Vargas is, well, he did get the touch onto it. He's not getting the corner though as it goes over the byline. It's a Hibs goal kick, and Jordan Smith goes to give Lewis Miller a hug in the wake of all that. We're about to go into stoppage time. The Hibs fans, John Collins, sense victory.
They do, roaring them on. I'd like to see the goalkeeper playing it out here personally. Keep the ball. Don't want to give them it back. No big striker up the top of the pitch now. It's just going to come straight back.
There's the 5 confirmed. 5 minutes of stoppage time. We're into the first of them. Here on Sports Sound and BBC Radio Scotland. Loads more to come. Aberdeen, Dundee United kicking off at 3. Live from Pittodrie. Once we are done here. Long ball, Lewis Miller out for a Hearts throw in midway inside their own half.
It shows you as well though for interesting games that not one person has left the stadium. You know, we've just seen the crowd 19-8-7-3 or something. Not one person's going because they know there's always late drama here. Is there a last chance for Hearts to grab something? Is there a chance for him to kill it?
Triantis finds Levitt, looks to slip it through there towards Hoylett, but it's going to be McCart who'll get onto it, and try to see it behind Hoylett, trying to force a corner, but he's in the end brought McCart down. That will be a free kick to Hearts. Junior Hoylett's getting embroiled with McCart, so tries to eat away a few more precious seconds from that clock. Hibs 2, Hearts 1, as it was at the end at Tynecastle at the end of December. Long ball from Gordon, Levitt underneath it with the head. Now Hoylett, they're winning so many second balls, Hibs right now. Clipped forward, Gale's going to go after that. Looked offside, clips it past Gordon into the net. The flag does go up, and Dwight Gale knows himself that he was offside there, and it stays Hibs 2, Hearts 1.
Yeah, he knew it, but he's done the right thing. Just finish it, and if something untowards happen, but I'd even like to see Hearts now take a gamble. Just go 3 at the back. Hibs have got 2 up. Go 3 at the back. Push one of your wing backs on and Fenrice or Taylor, and just see if you can make something happen, because they've nothing to lose now. Just pump balls up for Bashiri to head away.
Vargas has it over on the left-hand side as Hearts look to attack Midwayne side Hibs territory here. But just about 2 of the minutes out of the 5 that were added have gone. Penrice with the cross up into the air from Iredale, drops round about the penalty spot. Bashiri half away. Nieuwenhof hits it from outside the area, but he's dragged it wide of the left-hand post, and it will stay 2-1 to the Hibees, who are getting ever closer to that final whistle. And Hearts, well, you've got to believe they can force one last opportunity, but it's looking, John Collins, like the train will be continuing on its merry way down the track here for Hibs.
Well, 15 games undefeated. Magnificent. All credit to the manager, players, everybody.
And the way things are going here, it's the toughest task of all. You wouldn't back against them potentially making it 16 next week when they go to the Scottish Cup holders.
Well, it's a different proposition heading through to Glasgow, playing against the Celtic.
Beat them here last week though, didn't they? That must come into
it'll certainly give them confidence.
The week ahead for them.
Well, they've nothing to lose. The majority of people in the country think there's only going to be one winner, but the green and white of Edinburgh will be going through, we hope, rather than expectation. But
the thing is, John, Liam touched on that game earlier. They lost 3-0, but they had 3 or 4 great chances earlier on, and the mood they're in.
Well, the positive thing is Celtic are conceding goals every week at the moment.
Free kick there from the previous offside from Smith, headed forward by McCart. It's in the midfield. It's knocked forward by Levitt. Now it's with Campbell with an up and under. Hoylett going after it. Brilliant control by Junior Hoylett down the right, and he's taking it out wide down towards the corner flag to run the clock down. He wins the throw-in as well. Right, Junior Hoylett's been put on by David Gray for that specific reason, using his experience and keeping Hibs up the pitch here, and there's nothing Hearts can do as long as Hibs have got the ball.
Again, he's technically superb. He's not got the legs he used to have. That one thing, giving the ball to feet, and it usually sticks.
About to go into the last minute of stoppage time, and Hibs have the ball with exactly where they want it, and they have Hearts exactly where they want them. But that's gone behind for a goal kick in the end, and Craig Gordon, in desperation, back-pedalling quickly, waving his team forward as he prepares to launch this goal kick forward with the left foot. Can Hearts force one last chance? Long ball is cut out by Chris Cadden, who knocks it out for a throw-in on the far side. There's about 30 seconds left. Hearts have it. It's level with the edge of the centre circle in their own half. Played short to Nieuwenhof, back out to Penrice, back to McCart. Long ball forward, that's not going to work for Vargas though. It's come off his back and out for a Hibs throw-in, and that is surely that now. Surely it will be victory for Hibs. The Hibs fans know it. They're going to have another party here, as they did when they beat Celtic last week. It's going to be 15 games unbeaten, and it's back-to-back Derby wins in the capital for Edinburgh's green and white. Jack Iredale, the hero, that's who they're going to. With a quite wonderful goal to settle this seesaw battle with 16 to play. After Boyle had opened the scoring early on, cancelled out by George Grant. But it was Iredale who stepped up to smash home, left of the D, finding the far right corner. And they've beaten their great rivals and neighbours here in Leith with another really good performance. Hearts perhaps shaded the first half, but Hibs were far superior in the second, and they are no fewer than 15 games unbeaten. They're also now from rock bottom to third, 2 points clear of Aberdeen now, ahead of the Dons game against Dundee United, which is kicking off in little over half an hour. A quite remarkable turnaround by David Gray and his players, and they are rightly celebrating down there. Manager of the month for February. That might not be the only award he picks up between now and the end of the campaign. And now they face the toughest challenge of all to make it unbeaten in 16 when they go to Celtic Park a week today in the quarter-finals of the Scottish Cup. The Hearts players making way. The Hearts fans can't get out of here quickly enough. The Hibs fans will sing long into the night. It finished here at Easter Road. Hibernian 2, Heart of Midlothian 1.